FM Floresville.
To the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs have now lost 8 of their last 10, including last night. They fall to the LA Clippers 128-116. They return to action tomorrow night against the Milwaukee Bucks. In regards to that De'Aaron Fox trade rumor, well, ESPN NBA insider Shams Charania says the interest is mutual and that the Spurs do have interest in the King star, but added Fox has a massive trade market, with San Antonio being his preferred spot.
SportsCenter brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on a Thursday afternoon that, man, has a little bit about everything and things that you didn't think you would be talking about today.
Isn't that every day that we come on the air? There's always something we never plan on talking about, and there it is. Bam.
Well, hey, look, Justin Tucker. I thought after Deshaun Watson that we wouldn't talk about athletes and massage therapists anymore. Although looking at the timeline, Justin Tucker saw what happened to Deshaun and apparently stopped the inappropriate behavior with massage therapists. But today, of all days, story breaks. No criminal charges. Of course, Justin Tucker's lawyer denies everything. Although, according to some of the therapists, he might have left some DNA proof on the sheets. But he denies everything. No criminal charges, just inappropriate.
Well, inappropriate. He's been banned from a couple of wellness spas. Wellness spas is what they call them. You got to use those Stephen Jones air quotes.
Steven.
Wellness spas.
Massage parlors.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was his naked wiener was touching everybody, so that was a problem, according to these massage therapists.
His naked wiener.
His naked wiener. Just flopping all around all over the place. Hey, see more wiener. Apparently that's Justin's kudo or keto or quito. Whatever you call it. Whatever you call that thing. Is you know what I mean.
According to the
motto?
According to the Baltimore Banner, Justin Tucker allegedly engaged in inappropriate behavior, which included exposing his penis, brushing it against 2 massage therapists, and potentially leaving ejaculate on massage tables.
It sounds so
according to
scientific, doesn't it? Ejaculate.
Because they just get gooey and sticky and stick all over everything.
Exactly.
And according to 6 massage therapists around Baltimore.
Yeah.
He's been banned from 2, although the behavior apparently was from 2012 to 2016. Management for 2 spas have banned him from returning.
Okay.
Why now? I have no idea. But this does kind of predate Deshaun Watson.
So Justin Tucker was the original masseuse harasser.
Well, I mean, who knows about original? I mean, again, didn't have this one on the bingo card today. I mean, Headline Blitz a little bit later. I mean, we've got a woman that's farting into videos and has been arrested for that.
Why is that illegal? I can't wait to get into that story.
Cyber farting.
You want to fart. I don't get it. Although it's a woman, and most of them don't like to do that, or at least
they don't admit to it.
They don't admit to it.
They don't do it in front of people, but they'll do it on video.
Always the dog.
I'm just trying to figure out the part of the story. Evan sent multiple similar videos, each showing her smiling at the camera while passing wind.
Well, she was sending it to her ex's girlfriend, I think, right? Is that what that story goes?
Lady.
Yeah.
See, I thought that was going to be the worst thing we talked about today until the Justin Tucker story started to break.
Well, I like how you were scientific about it. Ejaculate.
I'm just reading what the New York Post is reporting.
It's penis. I mean, penis is such a weird word. Why not wiener? Don't we all wish we could see more wiener? Wiener, weenie. I mean, something.
I was looking for the noodles.
Jeez, exact
It's
noodle.
hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Well, sometimes it is, Coach.
You knuckle down and go a little harder.
Crazy stuff.
Apparently,
happening.
that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
So, how's your Thursday going?
Well, it's going great. Josh Primo's on line 2, by the way.
I want me some glory hole.
Stop, Pledge. Stop. Stop.
Going to be a fun day, as you can tell. It will be. It's going to be a fun day.
All I know is I was proud of Spurs fans last night for booing one Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi said afterwards, the booing hurts his feelings.
I mean, it's just because of the player I am, you know what I mean, and what I've done here. So it's a little pain in the heart still, but and they also fans, but it's still love. It's still love in the city wherever I go. But obviously, when I put on that different jersey, it's they have a great fan base, so they're going to stick to the Spurs, and you know I'm okay with that.
Well, that's not exactly what it is, Kawhi. You know, when you leave town and you drop a bomb on the team, that kind of pisses people off. I mean, it really does. Kind of pisses people off, and so they kind of hold a grudge. But Kawhi got his revenge last night. Spurs, again, with a horrible fourth quarter.
Jeez. They had the lead.
Yeah, they did.
They had the lead.
Dude.
They took the lead and then stopped playing.
All right. The funniest part of that game was Wemby.
He showed fight, man.
He showed fight, but he knew damn good and well that nobody was going to let him get near that big dude because he would have gotten destroyed.
He would have, but I appreciated it. I mean, he got pushed from behind, got knocked down, and he got up in a hurry. I mean, that guy showed some fight. I loved it. I thought it was great.
I do too, and he needs to do more of that. He does. He needs to do more of that. And don't get pushed around because teams are getting physical with him. That's how they're playing him now.
Yep.
They're getting physical with him.
Any concern that it was the coaches that held him back and no players went to immediately his aid?
Well, that's a good point. Well, the Spurs are soft. They're a soft ball club. I mean, let's say what's real. They've got no toughness in this team. Tell me one guy on that team that's an enforcer. You can't.
Zach Collins. He's been that guy.
Well, he was too busy on the end of the bench.
Well, I mean, and again, Pledge, I disagree with you. I mean, the coaches were right there watching him get up, I think, before some of his teammates knew that he was getting up and going to go charging after a dude. Because players did get involved. I love seeing that kind of fight from Wemby. I love seeing the fact that he got pissed off to the point where he was going to get up and do something about it.
Yeah, I know. But
I mean, and again, it's like a baseball fight. You know damn well nothing's going to happen, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to run fast enough to get all these guys in front of me to hold me back.
It's just it'll be like me in a bar getting pissed off at somebody and hoping you and Pledge would pull me back and say, "Yeah, it's a good thing they're holding me. Or I'd kick your ass."
That's generally what I do.
I got you.
Thanks. You're lucky they're holding me back, because if not, I'd be all over you. And that dude just sitting there laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a big dude. He's going, what's his name? Zubak? Or
yeah, it's a big dude.
He's a big fella.
It's a big dude.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, I know there's a big fight Saturday night. You know, Reach goes to Wemby.
Yeah, without
I mean,
a doubt.
Wemby could hold that guy by the head. You remember when you used to fight with your brother? I mean, your brother's big dude. He probably used to do this to you. I could see Randy holding you by your head, and you're swinging at air, and he's just holding you by your head.
You know, no, there's something about big brother respect. There was never – I kick Randy's butt all the time.
Until he kicked yours.
Well, no.
Because he's the little brother, right?
Well, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to tell, though, isn't it? I mean, it really is. He looks old as hell.
I wouldn't say that. He's far
old.
bigger than you.
Yeah, well, he is bigger than me.
Yes.
But he's a softie.
Is he?
He's a softie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But at a bar, nobody's going to mess with Randy.
No, I wouldn't think so.
And you would stand behind Randy.
I probably would,
and nobody would see you.
That's true.
How old was Randy when he first kicked your ass?
He never has.
He never has?
That's what I'm saying. You don't kick an older brother's ass. This doesn't happen.
No, it does, because I'll tell you, as the little brother, first time I got my big brother, man, that was one of the greatest days of my life.
You don't do that. And then
you do that.
Well, you and your brother have a special relationship.
Well, my mother and father raised 2 only children.
Yes.
I can tell you that.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's even funnier is listening to the great Stephen Jones talk down at the Senior Bowl.
Oh, my gosh.
Uh-huh. He's doubling down on
this drought that people say we're in terms of a championship game or a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's doubling down on that. We'll explain coming up. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
GimmeTheVin.com. Our expert buying team knows exotics, luxury cars, classics, diesels, lifted stuff, hot rods, inside and out. We buy them at GiveMeTheVin.com. It's a one-stop shop to get into a pool of absolute experts. Join my YouTube channel, John Clay Wolf. GimmeTheVin.com. They don't call me America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Make it your New Year's resolution to drink better beer. Hopadillo, Love Street, Crawford Bach. There's something for everyone in Carbach's lineup. They're all over the city. You can get it in H-E-B and all your liquor stores. But at the bars and restaurants, always make sure to ask for a Carbach.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
Hey guys, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Have you avoided getting your T levels checked? Why continue to live with low energy or low libido potentially caused by low testosterone? Make a New Year's resolution and go to Synergenics. Their personalized TRT goes beyond standard treatments, and they have GLP-1 weight loss options as well. For current patients, Synergenics offers a $150 referral credit whenever you refer a new patient. Get started. Book your appointment at SynergenicsHealth.com. SYNERGENX Health.com. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service, real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for my good friends over at Prize Picks. It is now or never. The big game is almost here. Don't miss out on the last big one of the season. And Prize Picks is the absolute best place to win cash while watching the big game. And I'm talking about serious cash, 1,000 times your money. And it is so easy to do. And on top of that, we've got money for you. Just check out the promos tab to tail any of our super sweet Millie winners. Big game lineups, you can get them. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can win up to $1 million. That's part of the promo finds. That's why you go to Prize Picks. I'll tell you what, you want some cash? Use the code Alamo. You get $50 instantly after you play your first game. That's a $5 lineup with 2 times the money. Let's go play Prize Picks. You've been putting it off all year long, or you've been playing along with the other 10 million. Prize Picks is the place to be. Go run your game.
Rising hot!
It's the 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Big Game Giveaway.
You asked for it, you got it!
Predict the exact score of the big game in New Orleans, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com.
I like this kind of party!
The 50K Big Game Giveaway, brought to you by Deech Tractor. Score big with Deech Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. You can always subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. And make sure next week on Radio Row, or AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage all next week down in New Orleans. YouTube is going to be incredible for all our live guests, where you could see us sitting down doing a shot with Emmitt Smith.
Nice. And be jealous. Have FOMO.
Yes. Now tomorrow, and I just saw on ESPN they're doing a live show. It looks like something with LSU. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I saw on the bottom of the screen food provided by Walk-Ons. You know, Walk-Ons is where the Blitz is going to be tomorrow. So come out and provide your own food, but we'll help you out with the drink part. We'll be over there for a special Flight Friday with our friends from Flight by Yingling at Walk-Ons Sports Bistro, 281 near 1604. The Blitz tomorrow from 2 to 6.
Now, I know Flight will be providing the drink.
Yes. Yes, they will.
They always do.
Yes, they will.
All right.
Always a good time.
Always a good time. Love that.
Always a good time tomorrow. Stephen Jones, always a good time. Air quotes, sarcasm.
Yes. Uh-huh. Oh, Stevie.
So, they're down at the Senior Bowl. He goes on Sirius XM, and in some ways, I mean, he's talking about hiring Shoddy, admittedly talking out of both sides of his mouth, and then addresses the drought narrative.
You know, I think the big thing with Coach Schottenheimer is he checked 2 things that were real important to us, and they actually contradict each other. He brought continuity, but he also brought change. And he's going to bring a freshness, I think, to our offensive side that Dak's going to embrace. Goes without saying, we have a nice investment in number 4, and we want him to be successful. Obviously, you look around the league, and people hiring new coaches are usually trying to help their quarterback.
Yep.
And you can look at the hires and see what they're trying to do. Obviously, with our hire, we wanted it to be very Dak-friendly, but also wanted to affect change. And I think Schottenheimer brings that. No one has more respect for Mike McCarthy than Jerry and Stephen Jones. He was outstanding. His pedigrees, probably, if you just were to look at resumes, would probably be the best of any coach that was out there in terms of, I think he's 13th in wins in the NFL. He's won Super Bowls. He's been to championship games. He's outstanding. But at the same time, we just felt like we needed some change. We needed a freshness. And, obviously we want to change the narrative. Our narrative is, we hadn't been in a championship game or a Super Bowl in 30 years. And that sits with us, in a hard way. And we know we have to be better. And you can't expect to keep doing the same things over and over and expect a different result.
Well, how about try something different then? Is Shoddy the difference?
Well,
is that what he's talking about?
He's the same, but he's different.
Yeah.
He's the same, but he's different.
How about going out and signing a few free agents? That's different.
Yeah, it would be different as opposed to draft and develop.
Yes.
It's not a narrative, Stephen. It's not perception. The NFL has a perception problem when it comes to the officials. It's a fact that you guys have not played in an NFC championship game in about 30 years. That is a fact. That's not a narrative.
No.
That's a true statement. Anybody out there can go to Wikipedia, NFL.com, anyway, and look at all the NFC championship games through history. It's a fact.
Yeah.
It's not some weird narrative, Stephen. That's a fact that you can change with your decision making. You want to do something different? I don't know. Maybe replace the general manager.
Yeah, like that's going to happen.
I know it's not, but he just said we keep doing the same thing over and over. Well, what's the one constant over the 30 years? Jerry and Stephen Jones. That's it. That is the only constant when it comes to the football ops of that organization for the last 30 years. Yeah, he's going to sit there and say, you keep doing the same thing over and over, expect a different result. That's the one thing you can change. Might be the same result, but that is the only constant is Jerry and Stephen Jones.
Well, I think the fan base would be okay with that. If you're trying something different, I think people would be okay. At least you're not doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you're trying something different. And for the Cowboys, that this whole draft and develop thing, which it has been successful regular season-wise on many occasions. Offensive line, I think the Cowboys have done a great job drafting offensive linemen. They really have. But it's always been something that's been out of whack a little bit that is just not coming together. And, again, I'm going to give Jerry and Steven and whoever else, Will McClain, all the credit in the world. The teams that they had during the 3 seasons of 12 wins were quality teams enough to go and make a run through the playoffs. And for whatever reason, whoever you want to blame, they didn't do it.
The idea, and again, Jerry and Steven through the years, Will McClain, they've had some rosters that were there. Hell, man, Des caught it. That year, that was a Super Bowl caliber team.
Yeah.
The Tony Romo Cancun year. I mean, they've had some teams that you felt like could go. When Zeke was on the beach in Cancun, Jerry felt like, man, I mean, because that was a team that looked like that, that was a legit Super Bowl contending roster. They've always fallen short. But what we saw this past year, the frustration level of Cowboy fans is at an all-time high. It's been a long time. I don't think that there truly is fan apathy when it comes to the Cowboys because people still care. They're just angry. They're frustrated. I'm a Cowboy fan. I am frustrated, and nothing pisses me off more than to hear Stephen Jones say that, that fan frustration motivates us.
Oh, at the end of the day, it motivates me.
BS.
And, it's not easy to win a championship. There's only 1 out of 32 every year, and we understand that. But we've got to be that one, and until we change that narrative, it's going to be there, and it'll be heavy. It'll be motivational, and it'll put energy in me. It's going to put energy in Coach Schottenheimer. I know it puts energy in Jerry Jones, and certainly puts energy in Will and, the organization as a whole. We want this for our fans. Our fans are the best. Number one, the best, and they deserve that.
They do deserve it. I agree with that, Stephen. So you got to try to give it to them. The problem is, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Problem is, I have no clue what this team's going to look like this year, with the exception of Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and perhaps Micah Parsons. Other than that, I have no clue what it's going to look like. I mean, we've got some time to figure that out with the draft, with the free agency period coming up. But we talked yesterday, the Cowboys have some big-time free agents they have to deal with and decide whether they're going to bring them back or not. And then they've got some holes to fill.
Well, they do. And, then there's reports. Ken Dorsey, close to being named the offensive coordinator. Now, he was in Buffalo with Josh Allen and got fired, and he was with the Browns last year. And I think they finished next to dead last. Or what's dead last? What's after dead last? I mean, he got fired there too. So let's bring him in. But there are some indications of what Schottenheimer might want to do. And again, Schotty talked a lot about very proud of, while in Seattle, leading in rushing. Steven today talked about marrying the run game with the pass game.
You know, of course, the key this day and time is to marry that run game to the pass game. You know, Coach Schottenheimer's all over that. He wants to find a guy who's going to be able to marry his philosophies to the run game. We want to be able to run the ball. You know, everybody says that we want to run the ball and we want to stop the run. And certainly that's what we want to do.
Either.
That's what great championship football teams do, and I know Coach Schottenheimer wants to do that, and so I think it's real important that we find, you know, in this hire, a coach that's going to be outstanding, you know, in the run game area.
Well, then you better go get him an outstanding running back, Mr. Jones.
They're going to draft Ashton Jeanty with the first pick in the draft for the Dallas Cowboys. Guarantee it right now. It's exactly what he just said. Not to mention the fact that if Rico Dowdle heard that, he's like, well, I guess I'm out. I got to go find somewhere else to go, because Shotty wants to find a guy who he can do that with. And that doesn't sound like we've already got the guy, or perhaps we have the guy.
Well, we got part of the equation if we want to bring back Rico, but are we going to overpay Rico? Right? I mean, clearly they will address running back.
Jeanty, first round.
I hope
Book
not.
it right now.
I hope not.
Well, I hope not either. That'd be dumb.
But clearly they're going to go get some running backs this year. The idea of last year, let's do running back by committee, that didn't work, especially, you know, when two of your committee members were almost half of a running back in Dalvin Cook and Zeke Elliott, and then the other one was just half in Vaughn, and then you had Rico. So clearly that didn't work. They're going to overcompensate for that this year is my guess, and quite frankly, my hope.
Well, as long as they don't give up value. Look, I'm sure Ashton Jeanty is going to be a fine running back in the NFL. I'm sure he is. Or he certainly has the potential there. But the Cowboys have so many other needs. You can find running backs. Look around the NFL. Teams find running backs in the third and fourth round, sometimes the fifth round. And you can do that. You don't have to draft somebody in the first round, meaning they're a good running back. I'm sure Jeanty's going to be great. But let him be great with somebody else, or at least the Cowboys just have too many other holes to fill.
You remember last year, Bucky Irving, they didn't get him. Look at the year that he had.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a first-round back. And this year is a deep running back class. I love that Cam Scatterbo. You can get two of them. And, again, just look at what Detroit did. They had a running back, and they drafted one.
They did.
And they got a great 1-2 punch. One gets hurt. There's no drop-off. That's what the Cowboys need to do. And quite honestly, that's what I expect the Cowboys to do. Rico is fine. I'm fine with Rico staying on the team. They like Rico. They kept him around for years because they liked him and his potential. But I think he did prove this year, while he was a 1,000-yard rusher, and I think we need to change the bar on what is a great running back, because 1,000 yards in 17 games, do the math on that, right? He can stay, but he can't be the bell cow. And they didn't have another alternative. I mean, Zeke wasn't the answer. Clearly, Dalvin Cook wasn't the answer. Deuce Vaughn. I mean, do they use Lupke a little bit more in the run game? I mean, he's a Swiss Army knife kind of player. Utilize what you do have, but I do expect a couple of different running backs that could be 1 and 1A, or, those kind of scenarios if you're going running back by committee, which is what you do in the NFL. They've got to be able to block some, but you got to be able to catch passes out of the backfield, thinking about Schotty's offense, but at the same time, can you run between the tackles? Can you get the short yardage kind of stuff? Go get a couple of real running backs. Not some 30-year-old guys with barely a quarter of a tank left.
They need look, teams that are successful, most of them have 2 running backs, unless you have a Saquon Barkley. I mean, even the Buffalo Bills with Cook, they've got a backup that contributes.
Yeah.
And so you need a couple of running backs. So maybe Dowdle still is in the plans, but you go out and you find somebody else and let those guys compete for the number 1 spot and then go from there. But and it is, you're exactly right. It's going to depend on what Dowdle is offered elsewhere, if he is offered anything elsewhere. And will the Cowboys be able to match that or want to match that? They didn't do it with Tony Pollard. That was too much money for them, and they let him go. He had a decent year with a really bad Tennessee Titans team.
And I think they would have kept Tony if the price was right. Last year, I am fully convinced last year was not about winning. It was about clearing the books and setting the deck.
But they didn't clear the books.
To a degree. I mean,
they
didn't. They didn't replace any of the guys last year, and they didn't replace them with contracts that would hinder them from moving forward. I mean, they still have money under the cap, but they didn't sign guys to 2, 3, 4-year deals that left last year that would keep them from doing stuff. So they have the ability, and if they invested what they have in Dak and CD, don't you realize with an investment like that, they need to put some other people around them to try to cash in on that investment?
Well, sure, but the Cowboys show no willingness to do that. I just that whole clearing the books thing, I don't buy. They had players that were playing in the NFC and AFC championship game that they could have kept that were damn good players, and they let them walk.
Because they didn't want to give them multi-year contracts.
Why not?
Because they wanted to clear the books down the road so they can go one, they're clearing money for Micah, but they didn't want to have bad contract after bad contract that they couldn't get out of. You know, you replace some people like Eric Kendricks on a 1-year cheap deal. We got these young guys. What are we going to do with them? They didn't sign Biotish to a 4 or 5 year deal. They didn't sign Dorrance Armstrong to a 4 or 5. I hope they do with Osi Odigizua this
offseason.
Why
not? Why not let him go? I mean, Armstrong would have been fine. He had a hell of a year.
He did.
That's what I don't understand. Some of these guys that they let walk had great years this year. And so clearing the books and keeping decent players are two different things. And if you've already got them in the fold, keep them. I mean, I don't understand letting these guys go away and they become good players for other teams. It just doesn't make any sense. And so I know you think clearing but I just don't see where they cleared anything.
Well, they didn't sign a bunch of contracts that they didn't want. They could have kept every one of those guys.
And they should have.
But they chose not to. For whatever reason, they chose not to. So did they clear the books? Was that a part of their plan? Yes. Do you agree with their plan? No. And that's cool.
No, I don't agree that they cleared the books. They're going to have 3 guys on this team. 3. And you add Trayvon Diggs unless they do something and push all of that stuff away. And again, have Jerry talking about credit cards. They've got a ton of salary on the books.
Sure.
And they're going to have more when they sign Micah Parsons. Because Micah Parsons is going to command at least $30 million a year, probably more than that. And so the whole clearing the books thing, I just don't understand. And again, it makes no sense in the NFL to waste a season. That makes absolutely no sense. And if they were going to waste a season, why do you win 7 games? Why not tank and get the number 1 draft pick?
I think they really thought some of their younger players would perform better, and maybe they do without all the injuries. But they're not tied with all those guys. If they would have re-signed them 3 or 4 years down the road, they didn't want to do those kind of deals. That's what I mean by they cleared books, which they did, because they didn't replace them with other longer-term contracts. I mean, every year you have your minimum and your maximum that you've got to spend, and sure, that's there, but they're not tied to Biotish for 3 more years.
That'd be awful.
Well, I mean, you know, at the money that he's making, you've got a rookie in Cooper Beebe now. So that's saving money for down the road. That's what they're doing. Man, looking on ESPN right now, all these hypothetical Spurs-Kings trades.
Would you go for that one? Keldon Johnson and Steph Castle?
Bye. Hello, Mr. Fox. So many different scenarios out there. Let's talk about the Spurs coming up. Trade-wise, and another loss where they had a lead late.
Jeez, terrible fourth quarter.
Terrible. That's being too kind, Joe.
I know.
That's almost too kind.
I know.
It was bad last night. It was good, and then it wasn't. The way the Spurs have been playing. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You want to go watch the Spurs play? You got a big fight coming up on Saturday night. No better place to go watch than at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road, with those three massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. Benavides Morale on Saturday night. Going to be a knockout night there at the Roo Pub. Get in there and watch, but go hungry. The food, fantastic. Biggest and best wings in town. They got about 15 different burgers on the menu, including that new bison burger. They also have the original Wemby burger. I love the fried shrimp over there. Great hot dogs, the chicken sandwiches, great appetizers. Pledge loves the salads. And more importantly, that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night. And the best place to watch the game, the best place Saturday night for the fight. The Roo Pub, just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The Morning Huddle.
This guy calling me a loser, the guy who couldn't get laid after he took his wife on a date to Lost Maples this weekend.
But see, I can get laid tonight, loser. I can go get some tonight.
Not if you watch the football game.
No.
Your wife's already mad today.
Oh, I'm going to watch the football game, then the Spurs.
I'm going to text her from the other room. You up?
Yeah.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Hi, Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. It's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right, you don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning, because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Flight by Yuengling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey guys, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Have you avoided getting your T levels checked? Why continue to live with low energy or low libido potentially caused by low testosterone? Make a New Year's resolution and go to Synergenics. Their personalized TRT goes beyond standard treatments, and they have GLP-1 weight loss options as well. For current patients, Synergenics offers a $150 referral credit whenever you refer a new patient. Get started. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com. SYNERGENX health.com.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Score big with LS Tractors at Dietz Tractor in Seguin, the MVPs of the field. LS Tractors, the star quarterbacks of farming, perfect for tough tasks for farm, ranch, and landscaping. Dietz Tractors has your all-star coaching staff for top-notch equipment. They're not just selling tractors, they're building lasting relationships with unmatched dealer support for parts and maintenance. It's a winning strategy that goes beyond the final whistle. Don't miss the game-winning move. 0% financing available with approved credit on LS Tractors. Start blue, stay blue at Dietz Tractor in Seguin.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. You can always subscribe and watch. Just go to YouTube and search San Antonio Sports Star, and you can comment there, like the excuse comment that we get from Art Garcia.
Yeah.
I was at the game last night. Spurs lost late in the third quarter, clawed back in the fourth, but we're still tired from their Paris trip.
Oh.
Oh. BS.
Poor guys. Still tired from the Paris trip. Okay.
I mean,
what's the excuse for the rest of the season? What were they tired from when they blew leads in other games?
I don't know, Joe. They're young kids, and it was past their bedtime.
They haven't learned how to win just yet.
Yeah, the games are too long.
Yes.
If they were 10-minute quarters, man, look out. We'd be really good at them.
Maybe so.
I mean, it's possible because the Spurs last night took the lead. 5:02 to play. Devin Vassell. It was 107-106. And from there, the final 5 minutes belonged to the Clippers. And then the final score, 128-116.
Yeah, that's not good. And again, I'm not sure. Is this team, and just help me out here, this is a legit question, designed to be just strictly a three-point shooting team? I'm wondering, is it not? Because you're taking 42 three-pointers last night. 42. You hit 14 of them. The Clippers took 24 last night. Hit 12 of them. 42 three, and that's pretty much average for this team, isn't it?
Well, I mean, they took 87 shots, and
so half were
42 were threes. Look, there's a lot of debate about the state of basketball right now. You know, Adam Silver with his comments yesterday with Dan Patrick about shortening the game. Right now, average game time, last night's game, 2 hours and 9 minutes with 12-minute quarters. Says right here in the game book.
Yep.
And Adam Silver is saying if we can get it down to about 2 hours, you know, and that's good for the TV audience and all that, then that's why the idea of a 10-minute quarter. 2 hours and 9 minutes, hour and 57, I don't care if it's good basketball. Now, last night was a good game until it wasn't, but the reality is all those threes, and you're missing that many of them, isn't fun to watch. I understand math. 3 is more than 2, but I would rather have more higher percentage two-point shots. I think that would add up quicker than the lower percentage three-point shot if you're not making it. It is simple math, is it not?
Well, yeah, it is. And the problem is the Spurs have no inside presence. I mean, you're playing Jeremy Sohan as center. And no offense to Jeremy for getting down there and playing that way, but, I mean, he's not exactly your prototypical center. Spurs need another big guy. I mean, they do, because Wemby's not that guy. He's not going to play underneath. He's not going to bang in the paint. He's just not. That's not the style of player that he is. So the Spurs could use another big guy banger. Zach Collins is not it. He's got a permanent spot on the end of the bench now. So, I mean, he didn't play a minute last night, not one. So this team has some holes to fill. And we talk about the De'Aaron Fox thing. I think that's one of them that they need to fill is a point guard that can score and knows knows his place. I mean, he's known it there in Sacramento. He understands that Wemby would be the guy, and you feed Wemby. But you can also take some heat off of Wemby by being a threat yourself to score. And that's something the Spurs are lacking right now.
I look at what we've seen from this Spurs team, and I see one of the comments on YouTube, the Morning Boys pretty much put the Spurs woes on coaching. I don't know that I'm putting it all on Mitch, because we saw this under Pop last year. And a lot of them are the same guys, and they're the same ones missing. And coaching or roster construction, Pop is certainly a big part of that. You know, have there been times as of late where it feels like Mitch Johnson might be a little over his head? Yes.
Yes.
I mean, he's a young interim coach. Am I going to blame solely on Mitch Johnson? No, because I see some poor decision-making by the players. That's not on the coach. Either passing up a shot, hesitating on a shot, or passing when they had the open shot. The play design looks like it's there. To me, that's part of the coaching. But when you're consistently losing leads late, it's not like, man, you were watching that game and, well, Pop would have called a timeout here, or Pop would have called a timeout there, or a substitution here. Those kind of things I'm not really seeing. Does Mitch get blame here? Absolutely. He's part of it, and he's the acting head coach. But I'm not going to put this losing streak completely on the coach, except for all these threes, and that falls under him if that's the play that he's calling. But at some point, you know, I'd rather make 3 2s as opposed to those 3 shots being all threes, and you only make one of them, right?
Sure. I mean, that makes perfect sense. Look, this team as constructed is just not a good team. They're missing pieces and parts. And that's why, for anybody to think that this team as assembled right now is the future of this team, you're just not thinking it through. The Spurs need help. They need other pieces in place of some of these guys that just aren't getting it done. Again, I was a huge Keldon Johnson fan. Huge Keldon Johnson. I thought this guy was going to be the next star. He's not. He's just not. And so he's not working out. Jeremy Sohan, he has his moments, but I'm not sold on Sohan. I keep waiting for Devin Vassell to be that guy, and some days he is, some days he's not. But the Spurs need another big guy. They do. They need a point guard because Chris Paul is here for this year, maybe next. I don't want to bring him back next year, but he's here for this year, and then he's gone. You need somebody to fill that void. Wemby needs some help, folks. And he's not getting it from the current team as it is assembled right now.
With all this De'Aaron Fox talk, there's some nervous guys in that Spurs locker room. There's got to be. And it's a part of being a professional athlete. Most guys understand that. But it's still not easy because you do have the human element. Keldon is seeing everything. So is Steph Castle. So is Jeremy Sohan. All these guys know that at any point they might get a text or a call from Brian Wright, and they better answer that phone. They're, you know, and you talk to some of these guys around the deadline, and they are on pins and needles because they're worried about moving, they're worried about plans, where they, you know, and it's unsettling. Part of life, you make a lot of money, and that comes with the territory. Chris Paul talked last night a little bit about the advice he shares with the team around this time of year.
To just keep playing and understand that a pair of lips to say anything. You know what I mean? Seriously, like people be, sources said, you know, we got coaches and GMs at the gym every day. You know what I mean? Like, ask if it concerns you that much. You know what I'm saying? Ask, and hopefully, you know, they'll be honest or straight up with you if you're concerned about it. But obviously, it's always a weird time for everybody. But I think every team is going to do what's best in their favor.
And as they should. And look, Chris Paul knows this. He's seen guys traded. He's been traded. I mean, it happens. It's the business they've chosen. And if you're concerned about having to move, maybe you want to find another business.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe you want to go be a banker or do something else. I mean, I'm just saying this is the business they've chosen. It is a business, and you might get traded. In fact, there's a very good chance you may be traded, and you know that going in. And look, I don't feel bad for these guys. I don't. That's the business they've chosen. And so, listen, we can't trade poor Keldon because, he's got roots in San Antonio.
No, nobody said that, but, I could see where he'd be uncomfortable. And like Chris Paul said, hey, Brian, am I good? Well, I hope Brian would be honest. Hey, man, there's a chance you might be included in all of this. We want to keep you, but, and that's I hope there's that honesty. Nah, man, don't listen to all that. Don't listen to all that. Hey, guess what? You're going to Sacramento. You never know. I'll go back to something Danny Green said on this show when he got lumped in with the Kawhi thing. He didn't expect that.
No.
He didn't expect that at all. He was blindsided by it. But he understands that's the business. But when you're going through it, I get being a little bit nervous. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, or to a degree, if Chris Paul, unless he went to management and said, trade me to a contender, but like what we talked about yesterday with Jeff McDonald from the Express News, Chris Paul would rather start and play a lot than ride the bench. So he would rather play for the San Antonio Spurs than limited minutes, not a starter, chasing a ring.
Yeah, but if he's included in the trade for De'Aaron Fox and ends up in Sacramento, guess what? He's going to play because they won't have a point guard. He'll be a starter. And I've seen that mentioned, that Chris Paul could be a part of that. And look, Sacramento's right there right now. They're teetering. I think they're in the 10th spot in the West right now. They've got an opportunity, and I think that's why if they make a trade for Fox, that they're going to want some players that can come in and contribute. And so, we'll see what happens. And a point guard would be something I would think that would interest them. Now, I don't know if Chris Paul would want to go play in Sacramento. Maybe, maybe not. But I think everybody except Victor Wembanyama is available in a trade. Everybody other than Wemby, and that's just the way that it is.
I totally agree. Wemby, no, he's not going anywhere. But you look at the different trade scenarios, you can Google them. There's a gazillion of them, right?
Yeah.
When you're talking with your friends, hanging out at the Roo Pub, talking about this, talking about that, make sure it makes sense for Sacramento. You're not going to be able to trade, I don't know, Bassey and Zach Collins and a second-round pick for De'Aaron Fox.
No.
You're going to have to give up some quality. And by all the reporting out there suggests that Sacramento wants players and picks because they're just reloading on the fly. They're not tearing it down to the studs and rebuilding with a closet full of picks. Sham Charania on NBA Today says, while San Antonio is the preferred destination, dozens of teams are interested in De'Aaron Fox.
The Kings have received dozens of phone calls and offers in the last 30 hours since I reported this. But here's the most important thing to know. I'm told the San Antonio Spurs, according to league sources, are De'Aaron Fox's targeted preferred destination. And San Antonio is among the interested teams in Fox. This is someone that has a massive market right now. He's jumped to the top of the trade landscape ahead of the February 6th NBA trade deadline. He's in the prime of his career. He's a max contract player. These types of deals don't happen overnight though. So the Kings are going to have to balance potentially finding the best offer for him right now when he has a year and a half left before his deal expires, or the inevitability of a trade in the offseason. And if you're an interested team like the Spurs are, and De'Aaron Fox might also have that same interest in you, here is your chance to potentially get a game changer.
Absolutely, and he is a game changer. He's a game changer that can grow with Wemby. And you've got two pieces to a championship puzzle. While there still will have to be some other tweaks made, that's a huge piece. And if you can get a guy like De'Aaron Fox, you make every effort to do that. I don't know whether the Spurs are going to make that happen or whether they would be willing to pay the price that Sacramento wants. But De'Aaron Fox is available. You have to at least make an offer and make a reasonable offer to get a guy like that on your basketball team.
And reasonable, it might even be a little unreasonable to get it done, because Well, San Antonio is preferred. Houston, that's where he went to high school. They're supposedly interested, and he's willing to go there. And he likes South Beach. So Miami is in play.
Well, who doesn't like South Beach?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But some reports say he's willing to go to Miami. So the Spurs can't lowball this. They've got to be competitive. They're not negotiating against themselves. And Pat Riley, man, that's a smart dude. I mean, think about all the trademarks he has on three-peat. There's 6 different ones. Every time there's one, he gets about 5% in apparel royalty. I mean, that guy could just live off that alone. Well, he's got a disgruntled Jimmy Butler. You've got Phoenix clearing the deck. They're trying to get Jimmy Butler. And could you see a 3-team trade that, Jimmy Butler ends up in Phoenix and De'Aaron Fox ends up in South Beach? Yes. So if the Spurs want this, and I want them to want this, they better pony up with a real offer. They cannot lowball here.
I look at this roster as it is constructed right now, and I just don't see any I don't know that anybody does. How can you look at this roster and say, if we just give these guys a couple of years, they'll be – it's not happening. You've got to go out. You've got a proven guy. This guy has proven that he can play in this league and play at a high level. And if you've got an opportunity to get a guy like that to be your quarterback, if you will, you do everything you can to make that happen. There will be competition, as you just heard, but at least make a decent offer and try. I think that was. I mean, if the Spurs come out and say, we offered XXXX, but Houston gave away the house, okay, we get it. At least you tried to improve this basketball team sooner rather than later.
Here's how we're all going to judge it, because we might hear from sources what the Spurs put on the table. But if we see a deal and it's not San Antonio and it feels like Spurs could have done better than that, we're all going to be angry as hell.
Yes.
If we see a team and collectively it looks like they way overpaid, all right, man, in Pop we trust, right? I just want Pop to get it done. I do something. And if there's a guy that wants to come here, make it happen. You can't get him on the cheap. And so Spurs fans, quit trying to be cheap with your proposed trade scenarios.
Well, what's interesting to me, and God bless you for feeling this way, Spurs fans are different than anybody else. You fall in love with all of these guys, Stephon Castle, Jeremy Sohan, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson. They're just like they're part of the community. Nobody wants to leave. There will be some fans out there, Jason. I guarantee you, if the Spurs do nothing, people are going to be happy about it.
Yeah,
because our guys are staying put.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Sure. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. We'll be in New Orleans all next week for AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage. There's a great prop bet if we'll see a proposal next Sunday. We'll talk about it coming up on the Headline Blitz. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, including us next week in New Orleans, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful. Hi, this is Matayo. And this is Elsa. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. Because the spice comes in at just the right moment. Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. That's what really makes me happy. Are you going to eat all your fries?
Order a Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich and a Diet Dr. Pepper on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
My name is Jessica. Years ago, I was diagnosed with a thyroid condition. I slept all the time, was fatigued, had no energy, and a bad attitude. Now I've lost 50 pounds and I'm still losing. My medications have been scaled back, my emotions are stable, and I have lots of energy. People at work say I'm happy, perky, and my husband says he's not walking on eggshells around me any longer. The Institute for Functional Health changed my life.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. Just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? HIMS can help. Get started at hims.com/joy. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Ravens kicker and former Texas Longhorn Justin Tucker is being investigated for allegedly engaging in inappropriate behavior with at least 6 massage therapists from 2012 to 2016. Tucker is alleged to have demonstrated such behavior at 4 spas and wellness centers. He's been banned from 2 of those places. He is denying those allegations. Houston Texans still looking for an offensive coordinator, and they've got a couple of guys in today.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Thursday afternoon.
Absolutely. Welcome.
Welcome. Are they already in? No. It's the Pro. Is the Pro Bowl tonight?
Tonight?
Isn't that what that says on the TV? I could give a damn about the Pro Bowl.
I don't care
but
either.
But is it tonight? I mean, they're live in the. It's Orlando.
The Pro Bowl games start tonight. The Pro Bowl, like the.
Oh.
You know, the sled push and all the things they do.
What are Pro Bowl games?
Like, you know, in recent years, they've been playing dodgeball and different things.
Yeah. Anybody watching that?
Uh-huh. I got to peel some potatoes.
That was random. Seriously, is anybody watching that?
I had not planned on it. I mean, you know, I might, but I hadn't planned on it.
My night is set, man. I know what I'm watching Fire Aid tonight.
Fire Aid,
the benefit concerts in Los Angeles.
All right.
You know, Kia Forum tonight. Alanis Morissette, Anderson .Paak, Dave Matthews, although I think I saw Dave Matthews had to pull out. Green Day, John Fogerty, No Doubt, Pink, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Stevie Nicks, Black Crowes, and then over at the Intuit Dome, Earth, Wind & Fire, Jelly Roll, Katy Perry, Rod Stewart, Stevie Wonder, Billie Eilish, Sting, and believe they're televising the whole thing. So I think I'm going to watch music tonight.
Well, who's televising?
I've seen ads for it. I'll just hunt it down later when I get there.
Oh, well, thanks. It doesn't help the rest of us.
Well, I mean, you have a Google Box as well.
I do, but I'm just saying, you know, if you would just tell me, then I'd know, oh, yeah, Minix said it's right here.
You can watch on Max, Prime Video, Direct Stream, Apple TV, Hulu, Peacock, Paramount, YouTube.
Perfect.
It looks like everybody. I mean, I've seen it promoted everywhere.
That's a good thing. They're going to raise a lot of money, and that's a good thing for the folks out in California who are still obviously suffering from those fires. So good for them. That'll be good.
It says the event will start at 6, although I don't know if that's California time or what, because it doesn't say that. It doesn't have a time zone. What if I want to watch both concerts? In an effort to ensure people can experience as much of the Fire Aid benefit show as possible, fans who buy, blah, 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 conversely, blah, blah, blah. So different channels, I guess, will have different venues. I don't know.
You just flip around. See who you want to see.
Just flip around.
All right.
There's ways to donate. There's merch you could buy. There's all kinds of stuff. But for me, it looks like a great night of music as opposed to watching the Pro Bowl games. I think I'll be watching music.
All right.
If we weren't leaving for New Orleans next week, I might have tried to figure out how to get to the show at the Forum. Because, the Kia Forum is one of the best live music venues I've been to. I love shows at the Kia Forum. That place is incredible for live music.
Awesome. That's good. Well, I'm glad you think so.
You've never been, huh?
You know, no. Well, I've been to the Forum, but not for a concert.
Well, sure.
I don't know what's going on with today.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting more spam calls today than I mean, they're just one after the other, and they're filling up my voicemail. And it's the same damn one.
At least they leave a message.
They leave a message, but it's a recording, and it's
well,
like,
of course,
our finance department has just opened your file, and the loan you request. I haven't requested a loan.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
You should call them, figure that out.
Yeah, I guess.
No.
Yeah, let me call and figure that out.
Yeah, Joe, why don't you call them back?
Uh-huh.
Give them your Social Security number while you're at it.
You know, that's
email,
a great idea, Jim.
And your passcode.
It was Harry. It was Harry, yeah. He may be Harry.
Let me take a guess. You hit the wrong button there?
Yeah, they're right on top of one another.
It's a great idea, Jim.
They're right on top of one another, huh?
Oh, that's a great idea, Jim. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's definitely hard.
Yes. Yeah. It's just kind of pissing me off, I'll be honest with you. Sitting there trying to do a show, and I got another new voicemail. And it's like, dude, leave me alone.
Pay your bills.
What do you mean pay my bills? They're trying to give me money. Or take all of mine, one of the two. pisses me off.
It's a prince in Nigeria that wants to give you a fortune.
Exactly. That's it. All I have to do is send him the fee of $10,500. Uh-huh. I feel better. Hopefully my phone won't keep ringing off the hook. Problem is I got a phone there that buzzes, and it's on the watch, and it buzzes, and I'm like, well.
You like being buzzed?
Well, no, I don't, actually. Not like that.
You done?
I'm done. Yes, yes.
Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Ryan Eagle really, really is a romantic guy. Don't let him fool you. All this, I mean, he gets mushy. He cries at movies.
Yep.
Sometimes you're in the grocery store and you can't find him. He's over in the card aisle reading the Hallmark lines. He's really hoping to see a proposal on Super Bowl Sunday.
I'm hoping for it. In fact, I ought to bet on it. Can you believe you can bet on this?
Yes, I can. You can bet on everything.
There are odds that Travis Kelce will propose to Taylor Swift after the Super Bowl. If you think yes, it's plus 500. So in other words, you bet 100, you win 500. If you think it's no, which is the favorite, by the way, this is minus 950. So you'd have to put up 950 to win 100 is what that means. So if you think Travis is going to propose, lay a couple of bucks down. Now, I didn't know this, Jason, but I saw a video as I see this article today. Guy was in Circa last week watching the AFC Championship game, and there was an over and under on the amount of times Taylor Swift would be showed on camera, 5.5. This guy won $500 because they showed her for the 6th time. Now, I don't know if they showed her more than that, but he got up and was just screaming and happy and all of that stuff.
Awesome.
How about that?
Over under on how many times? And they hit the over. That makes sense.
Isn't that something?
Did that include? That had to have included post-game show because she was in the post-game a lot.
I don't think so. The game was still going on. I mean, you could tell the game was still going on.
Right.
Yeah. So 5.5.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's a great country. You can bet on anything.
You can.
I love it.
You can. And you could almost get away with anything. But over in England, they limit what you can get away with. I didn't know this was a crime. Ryan Eagle sent me this story early this morning, almost too early for my liking, to read a headline. Woman gets charged in the first ever cyber farting case after relentlessly sending multiple videos of herself farting to her boyfriend's ex.
Apparently, this woman's 25 years old. She's in the UK, and she's pleaded guilty and was ordered to pay, I guess that's 300 pounds. Now, I don't know what 300 pounds is in American dollars.
Pledge Google that.
After she sent videos of herself passing gas, according to them, to her boyfriend's ex-partner.
Sound on?
Yes. The court also sentenced Evans to a 12-month community order with a 2-year restraining order.
What is she restraining from? Because
from farting in camera, I guess.
Well, I don't know because it sounds like that's straining, not restraining. But what I try to visualize things as I'm reading them, just like you do. I don't understand this line. Over a span of days, Evans sent multiple similar videos, each showing her smiling at the camera while passing wind.
Well, she probably felt better. So you smile after you toot.
I'm just thinking, what kind of camera angles was she using to be able to get both ends?
You think this was an elaborate setup, huh?
She went through a lot of work to fart on video.
Eating a lot of beans. I don't know. What do you eat in England that gives you gas?
All of it.
I guess.
I don't know.
So apparently the victim here says that she was distressed and it caused her anxiety.
Well, so there really is no law against cyber farting. But there considered indecent and grossly offensive.
Well, she pleaded guilty, though.
Yeah, well, indecency.
Oh.
Yes.
So you could see her hiney.
Yes.
As she's doing this.
Well, yes.
You know, I've never seen that. Have you ever
Thank
seen
goodness.
that?
No,
I'm just saying,
I hope not to.
I'm just wondering. Are these videos on the internet?
I just hope you don't go home and try to video yourself farting to see what it looks like.
Well,
because somebody listening right now is going to say, "Hey,
oh, that's a great idea, Jim.
I'm going to try that."
You know that my OnlyFans page that might go over well.
Well, you haven't made a nickel on your toe, so I'm guessing your gas isn't going to do much better.
I have not done the toes yet. I still am looking into it.
Wait.
So
hold on. Time out.
Uh-huh.
Pledge just Googled, I'm not sure what. I'm afraid to ask. I don't want to know. But there is a public flatulence ban in Florida. A quirky local law reportedly bans farting in public after 6 p.m. on Thursdays.
On Thursdays?
While rarely enforced, it's an oddity worth noting that there is a law in whatever town this is in Florida. Is it a state law or a town law?
It's like Florida, USA.
Well, I mean, but apparently on Thursdays after 6, you can't fart in public.
I'm glad I'm not going to Florida tonight.
All I know is there must be some bar trivia night at the local bingo hall. I don't know. The old age home has a get together on Thursday, whatever. But apparently, although rarely enforced, but according to Pledge, that's a law.
How about that? Well, we're looking at it right here.
I mean, that's the Sunshine State.
Wow. Well, they want it to smell like palm trees. That's weird, though. But, I mean, it brings the question.
What?
I mean,
what?
Most women will not break wind in front of you.
This is true.
They don't like to do that.
Don't.
This woman apparently is different. But I'm just saying, I mean,
she's not doing it in front of you.
Typically, when they do it, it's an accident.
She's not doing it in front of you. She's doing it on video and sending it to her ex's girlfriend. It's malicious.
Yeah. You ever do that? I always laugh hard. I'm just saying, when it's an accident. It's like, oh.
I just let it rip if I need to.
Well, it's just a little, just a quickie. No, that one's wet. It's just a little. Wow. Claymore says $372 is 300 pounds.
Thanks, Claymore.
Thank you, Claymore. Appreciate that.
Military guy, probably lived overseas. He gets it.
Yeah.
Is that per fart or is that total?
Well, that was total. That was the total fine, 300 pounds. I'm assuming that's pounds because it's got a little L in front of it.
That's
okay,
pounds. Yeah. It's UK.
Which makes no sense.
What?
Well, an L. There's no L in pounds.
You realize in the States we measure things LBS, which stands for pounds, right?
Sure.
And our dollar sign
means dollars.
Is an S with lines in it, which isn't a part of the English language as far as the alphabet.
All right, so $372. That wasn't too bad if she had fun. She got to do community service for a year, though.
All right. What's more important in football? Being known as a Super Bowl champion or being known as an MVP? Interesting take on this from a guy that has one of those but not the other. We'll explain coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Super Bowl 59.
This is why you lift all them weights. This is why you do all that.
The Kansas City Chiefs are on the brink of NFL history, aiming for an unprecedented third consecutive Super Bowl victory. Standing in their way, the Philadelphia Eagles, hungry for revenge after their narrow loss to the Chiefs 2 years ago.
Let's go! Let's go!
Can the Chiefs cement their destiny? Or will the Eagles soar to victory? Don't miss a moment of this historic matchup presented locally by Flight by England, the next generation of light beer.
It's showtime, let's start!
The action's right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Super Bowl 59.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
How often do you as your man think about the Roman Empire?
Why do we have to call it Roman Empire? I mean, just call it sex.
Oh, so you do think about it.
Mike, I don't think that sex... Explain your point.
Turley's parents made the mistake when he was 11 years old of letting him watch the film Caligula. You shouldn't see that when you're 11, and it ruins you. And Turley's now a twisted individual.
Exactly right.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon, right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-Week Challenge. The Metamucil 2-Week Challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 Fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great. If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Go bigger for the upcoming game. You have tons of chances to win at Twin Peaks. Get over there. The first 100 fans to show up for the big game on February the 9th are going to get a free square for a chance to win Twin Peaks gift cards at the end of every quarter. Plus, you're going to receive a bounce back for free chips and queso on your next visit just for showing up at Twin Peaks. Head over to one of the 4 area Twin Peaks locations for the best seat in the house for the biggest game of the year. Call to reserve your spot today or visit TwinPeaksRestaurants.com to get started with a reservation request.
George gets justice.
At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, we are the ones you can trust. With over 100 years of combined experience, we are committed to helping people in our local community. Get George Salinas Injury Lawyers and put our experience to work for you and your case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super-rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Rock's Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rock's the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rock's has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rock's know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. Your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Blink 182.
Yeah. It's a good song. I've heard this song before. It's a good song.
Of course you have.
Yeah.
And yes,
it's a good
it is.
song. It's a head banger.
Keep talking. You know, we were talking about odds on the proposal. If you think you can guess the final score, you could win $50,000 thanks to Dietz Tractor.
Wow.
Easy. Go put your score prediction in at sasportstar.com. Score big on the big game. sasportstar.com.
50 grand.
50 grand.
Nice.
You think all you got to do, register.
That's it.
That
and
easy.
Pick a score.
That easy.
Wow.
So, what's more important? Being known as a Super Bowl champion or an MVP?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
I would say being known as a Super Bowl champion.
You know, we judge all quarterbacks on Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me who the 1983 MVP was?
No clue.
Who was the MVP 6 years ago?
No clue.
So, Cam Newton has been in a Super Bowl.
He has.
Lost Super Bowl 50 in San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
Did you know he was an MVP?
I did, yes.
He thinks that MVP trophy is more important than having a Super Bowl ring.
I ask you, Cam, if you could give back that league MVP for a Super Bowl championship, would you do it?
Nope.
Oh.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Because you have to ask it through this lens. That was a very journalistic viewpoint or vantage point or response, Stephen A. I'll ask you this question, and, you know, just to pose this thought. What's more important, impact or championships? You look at a guy like Allen Iverson, or you stood up on the table and blah, 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 blah. Everybody's not going to be Michael Jordan. Everybody's not going to be Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's not going to be these individuals who have the luxury of saying, hey, I not only dominated this sport, but I also have championships to back it. Like, let me remind you, Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Respectfully, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. So, yes, when you look at those guys and you say, okay, what's more important? Would you have preferred to win a Super Bowl? I think that's the humble approach. But if we're being honest, the impact of you holding yourself accountable to say everybody has a responsibility to do. And you can say as an MVP award winner or an All-American, you've held yourself or you've held your end of the bargain down. And that's what it really comes down to for me. I know that's not the popular pick. I'm trying to be popularized. But my take is I'm taking individual success because I did my job. Football is not about one guy trying to do 11 jobs. It's 11 guys doing one job. And if everybody does their job best, famous words of our coach, Belichick, just do your job.
Hey, yeah, do your job. Look, I wonder if Cam Newton would have won that Super Bowl if he'd still feel the same way. Because he never won a Super Bowl. great player, MVP, but I couldn't tell you when he was MVP. Can you?
But I think we all know that he has won it. Lamar Jackson has won MVP. That dude is chasing a Super Bowl like nobody's business because he understands. I respect Cam's argument there because he was able to name 3 guys like a Trent Dilfer.
Sure.
Nick Foles. I mean, the idea, all right, not every Super Bowl quarterback is a Hall of Famer, is a legend, but they're still a Super Bowl winner. In the ultimate team sport, they climbed the mountaintop and they were the quarterback. Cam Newton's going to make an impact in today's world because Cam Newton has a social platform. He's going to be able to do that. But he's convinced himself to feel good about not having that Super Bowl win. He's been to a Super Bowl and lost. You go back to that documentary on the 30 for 30 for the Buffalo Bills, how devastating it was for Jim Kelly to have played in 4 of them and not win. It took him a long time to get over that. A long time for all of us, including those Bills players, but fans, media, to go, man, dude, what a run by the Buffalo Bills. The greatness of that, even though they never actually won the championship.
Say the same about the Minnesota Vikings with Fran Tarkenton back in the Purple People Eaters back in the 70s. Yeah, they went to 4 Super Bowls and never won. And so, to get there is amazing. But I heard Tom Brady on an interview today, and he said the worst feeling in the world is getting to the Super Bowl. So whoever loses this game a week from Sunday, you feel horrible because you get there and you've worked your butt off to get there and you lose. And he said it sticks with you, and it's the hardest thing to get over. Look, all due respect to Cam Newton, but I'd much rather be a Super Bowl winning quarterback than an MVP because, hell, we're still talking about Nick Foles.
Yep.
Yeah, Tom Brady talked about him last Sunday.
Yep.
Because he beat Tom Brady. And so, and you talk about some of these other, Trent Dilfer. I talk about him too. All right. I mean, he was on a team with one hell of a defense, and they won a championship. He didn't have to do a lot, but he was the quarterback and will always be remembered as the quarterback of that Super Bowl winning team. So, all due respect to Cam Newton, but I'd much rather be a Super Bowl champ.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Robin, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, the NFL MVP is a consolation prize, and that is all it is ever going to be. Hear me out. Super Bowl champion, that relies on your physical ability and you to be able to put it all on the field. Versus if you're an NFL MVP, yes, you have to be a good player, but you're putting your chances of winning that award in the hands of sports writers and media who have to vote that you are the best player. At that point, it becomes a popularity contest. Secondly, and this is where I wholeheartedly believe is a consolation prize. Think about the last, I don't know how many NFL MVP winners. They were the players, they were the quarterbacks of the teams that lost in the championship game. Lamar Jackson got it last year. What happened? He lost to the Chiefs. The last time Patrick Mahomes got the NFL MVP, he lost to Burrow in the AFC Championship game. The NFL MVP is a consolation prize to say, oh, you were almost there, but not quite. We'll still give you a participation trophy. And for that reason only, Barkley is not going to get this year because his team is in the finals, is in the Super Bowl, and Josh Allen got further than Lamar Hunt, sorry.
He did get further than Lamar Hunt. The only problem that I have with your theory, Robin, is the voting is done before the first playoff game. So unless you think there's conspiracy in the voting was done. I think it's
a regular season award.
Yeah. So it's not so and so got to the Super Bowl, so we'll take him out. Like Saquon's name hasn't been pulled out, unless you think there's something not on the up and up with the voting. But the voting's already been done before the postseason starts.
And that could be, but
it is.
Going in before going into the postseason, you already have a fairly good grasp of who the players are going to be and kind of where they're going to end up. You know, I just don't know. I just in my heart and in my mind, I will always feel that the NFL MVP is a consolation prize to the Super Bowl because y'all are the experts. There's never been an NFL MVP award given to someone who has also won the Super Bowl in the same year.
Okay, so Robin, let me ask you a question. You're saying you'd rather have a Super Bowl trophy than an MVP award?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's where we get to, and I agree with you, and I'm not sure what Jason thinks, but I mean, I think most people, I think if you ask Lamar Jackson right now, give me the 2 MVP trophies you've won for a Super Bowl championship, he would give those things up in a heartbeat.
Yeah. And again, if his career is over, like Cam Newton's career is over, and he's got no chance now of winning a Super Bowl, sure. I mean, nobody's taking anything off of your resume. You are an MVP, and so are you trying to make your MVP in your mind more valuable than it is because you don't have a Super Bowl and
Yes.
you didn't get one? I go back to, Dak Prescott when he finished second in the MVP voting. He even said in so many words he didn't give a damn about that. He wants to be playing in the game. He wants to be in Super Bowl City, not at some award show on Thursday night. Remember when Patrick was not there that night because, I don't know, he was getting ready for the game and he did the video from the house in Kansas City because he's not going to be there. So I do look at I get where Cam might be coming from because he's not going to give that back and he didn't want to devalue the award that he has. But I think deep down he would trade that in a heartbeat to get a win over Denver that Sunday in San Francisco.
I don't think there's any question about it. But again, and I agree with you, I think the fact that he's got an MVP award and not a Super Bowl trophy, then you make more out of it than you do. Look, it is a team game. Individuals have great performances, and Cam Newton certainly did that year. He was a great quarterback, and a lot of respect to Cam Newton. But it's not even a debate in my mind. It's not even a debate. You play the game to win that trophy and to be the last team standing. That's why you play the game. And then we talk about it all the time. Regular season's regular season, and it's fun, and it's great, and the journey's fantastic to get. But it's to do it to get to the postseason and make some noise there and hopefully be the last team standing. And that's what it's all about.
It's what the Cowboys are working on now.
Sure.
They want to get rid of
this drought that people say we're in terms of a championship game or a Super Bowl.
Yeah. So they're at the Senior Bowl working, air quotes, on ending that drought. Let's talk about it. Coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, a very special edition coming from Las Vegas. Stories to follow.
Yeah, what kind of shenanigans did we get into? And we'll preview the Benavidez-Morrell fight, as well as UFC card coming up and a big weekend of hoops. All that and more. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On Super Sunday, you could be the crunch time hero. PorkRinds.com is bringing you a game-changing twist to your big day because it's also Pork Rind Appreciation Day. The crispy, crunchy, crave-worthy snack you love deserves its moment. PorkRinds.com is celebrating by giving you a chance to win tickets to the 2026 big game in Santa Clara. Enter at PorkRinds.com and become your own crunch time hero. This Super Sunday, make sure your snack game is on point. Celebrate Pork Rind Appreciation Day. Get in on the action at PorkRinds.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your nature-made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made.
the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone, and even better, Hims can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Something amazing is happening here. Scientists are using AI to study how whales talk to each other. CDW experts can give researchers the power to process complex data with HP workstations, advanced by AMD Ryzen Threadripper Pro processors. With easier handling of AI workloads, your organization can bring powerful insights to the surface. Make amazing happen. HP, AMD, and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/HPAMD.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Hi, Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. It's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right, you don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning, because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start your free home valuation at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. I mean, mop drop. Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop. A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the big game in the Big Easy.
It's showtime. Let's do it.
And the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from New Orleans. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all the pregame excitement leading up to the superb hour.
This is exactly where we want to be.
From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all.
I like this kind of party.
Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part by Flight by Yingling, Circle Las Vegas, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Synergenics, Testosterone and Weight Loss, and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action, live from New Orleans, is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 as San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Don't forget, tomorrow the Blitz is going to be live out at Walk-Ons 281 near 1604, a special Flight Friday with our friends from Flight by Yingling.
Can't wait for that. It's going to be a fun. It's always fun with the folks from Flight.
Lots of flight prizes that we'll give away, getting you ready for the big game following Sunday, a game that you can listen to here on 94.1, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. But come hang out with us tomorrow. Get your Friday started at Walk-Ons.
I think it's a good place to get started. Walk-Ons.
Walk-Ons.
I know the beer's going to be flowing.
That it's going to do.
Flight by Yingling.
Food is fantastic. I always thought it should be called starters, but that's just me. It's walk-ons. Cowboys aren't looking for walk-ons. They're looking for scholarship guys out to Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things about this Cowboys offseason I'm not overly happy with.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's start with Brian Schottenheimer. Although I like Brian Schottenheimer, is he ready for this gig?
Well, we just don't know, Jason.
Yeah, I know. I know. Somebody constantly tells me that about everything.
Only when it's true.
Well, that's about everything. We just don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. Ben Johnson might be a bust.
But we just don't know.
I mean, who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew Justin Tucker? I mean, we just don't know about people when they're in a massage parlor.
You
just don't know.
They lose their pants, apparently.
Well, that's part of the process.
And rub their little
what they do.
Wieners all over everybody.
Hey, now. If you're just getting by, Justin Tucker.
Former Texas Longhorn, by the way.
Why do you have to bring that part up?
He's a Baltimore thing.
He's a Baltimore Raven.
Didn't he go to college at Texas?
He did.
All right.
But we don't have to bring that up right now.
Sure you do.
We really don't.
Former Texas Longhorn Justin Tucker.
Current Baltimore Raven.
And current Baltimore Raven.
Yeah, just say Raven. You could just say Baltimore's kicker.
Long Raven. We'll never know. We'll have to ask one of those massage therapists.
Oh, good Lord. He's been accused of Deshaun Watson type things.
Yes, he has.
The fact that all I need to say is Deshaun Watson type things and everybody out there knows what I'm saying.
Don't we all wish we could see more wiener? He's actually been banned.
That's not true because those massage therapists did not want to see more of Justin Tucker. And two of those places have banned him. I'm worried about why the other places didn't.
Maybe they wanted to see Raven.
No, but they maybe he tipped well.
Maybe.
No criminal charges. His lawyer denies everything.
Yes. And we got to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. And he's probably not going to go anywhere other than this. But was the Baltimore newspaper just wanted a story.
The Baltimore Banner.
Why now, though? If this ended in 2016, did they just find out about it? I mean, you're talking about, 9 years? Why now? I don't get that at all.
Details coming soon. Somewhere, I'm sure Tony Busby's on the phone with somebody.
I'm sure he is, man. He is.
I mean, and I will say, I don't know what the Baltimore Banner is. I know the big newspaper there is the Baltimore Sun, but those are the reports. We just report the reports. Did not have that on my bingo card today.
It's going national. I mean, I get these pop-ups on my computer, and that's what it's all about. The little pop-ups. Yeah.
That gets you in trouble at some places.
Some places. Apparently the places Justin Tucker was going, former Longhorn.
So why? Again, just label him a Raven at this point.
Uh-huh.
Former. Why would you do that?
Because it's factual. And there might be people listening. I did it originally when I was recording sports for KTSA. Some of those folks may not know who the hell Justin Tucker is.
Okay, but all you got to do is say former Baltimore Raven.
And he is a current Baltimore Raven, former Texas Longhorn.
That part of the story doesn't do anything to the story.
Makes the story more local. We localize the story.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
That's what we do in the news
Journalist
business.
Joe.
That's right. We localize
How do we localize
it.
this?
Texas Longhorn X.
Hook 'em. I'm proud of that. Hook 'em.
So is Justin Tucker. Somebody just sent on Twitter. Who was this? It just sent Bubba Revis shows Deshaun Watson and Justin Tucker shaking hands.
I'm
I
glad
hope
you
they
said
wash their
hands.
hands before.
See, that's Photoshop because they're at a massage place. That's a great photo, Bubba.
It really is.
You
yes.
have way too much time on your hands, my friend.
That is pretty good, though.
Not really.
But you see those massage therapists in the background of this photo.
They're not really in that photo. That's Photoshop.
Well, I know, but they.
Well, of course, it's Photoshop. Stop.
Hey, it's genius.
Stop.
Good job,
They're
Bubba.
all lined up. Pick me.
Yeah. I wonder which one tipped better.
Whoa.
I'm just, that's a question. Apparently, the massage therapists don't go for, wackiness, the likes of Justin Tucker and Deshaun Watson, though.
You think?
They're all trying to touch them with appendages, and they don't want to do that. At least Justin Tucker didn't do the baby roll.
You don't know that.
The baby.
You have no idea.
What's that called? The baby pose?
You have no idea what Justin was doing in there.
Happy baby pose.
I mean, he left evidence. So while the
allegedly,
well, again, allegedly, the lawyer denies that. Although, we all learned in the '90s that a blue dress can stick around a while. So if they saved sheets or towels or whatever, there might be some proof that evidence was left by one Justin Tucker.
Because they just get gooey and sticky and stick all over everything. Exactly.
What?
Those poor massage therapists.
You're a dumb butt.
Antonio Bryant just texted a thing about Justin Tucker. Antonio Bryant. Do you remember the movie? It was with Jim Carrey, and he was had two personalities. I can't remember the name of that movie. And there's a scene in the car with the female, and his thing is growing. Antonio Bryant just tweeted that out.
Antonio Bryant.
Yes.
The former Cowboy?
The former Pittsburgh Steeler and New York Jet.
All right.
That guy.
You mean Antonio Brown?
That guy, yeah, Brown. He goes by AB, right?
Yes.
So I knew I was close.
Yeah, that dude is nuts.
It's hard. Yeah, it's definitely hard.
That was his tweet, huh?
Antonio Bryant. Sorry,
Journalist
Antonio.
Joe.
Sorry, Antonio.
I thought he started to say Antonio AB just texted me. I was like,
no.
AB's got your number?
It's a Twitter post. It's hilarious.
Stop. And that guy's had his own issues with
Are
people.
you kidding me?
He knows.
He knows. He's got to make fun of somebody else.
So how about them Cowboys?
Do we need a kicker?
No, we have a good kicker, and he's not getting traded to Tennessee.
All right.
And we need an offensive coordinator. Right now, it looks like that could be Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey, who was in Buffalo with Josh Allen and got fired, and then went to Cleveland and had Deshaun Watson until Deshaun got hurt. And then he had Jameis Winston. And then Ken Dorsey got fired. And now you have Stephen Jones saying they're close to hiring an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, we're working on that as we speak. Certainly, we all know who the master mind is of our offense is going to be. We've made that real clear. It's Coach Schottenheimer.
Glad you
but
cleared
he's
that up.
certainly going to find an OC that certainly complements what he does. And we've certainly had some good interviews there. And at some point, we'll get that taken care of as well.
Yeah.
And it might be Ken Dorsey?
Ken Dorsey.
Again, what could you guys do, Dallas Cowboy? And I realize you got to make the hires for the team and not what the fans want. So you went with a head football coach that delivered zero level of excitement. And then you're going to bring in an OC that has less excitement than that? Does that make any sense whatsoever?
Well, look, he's going to be a Brian Schottenheimer, basically, right?
Sure.
And he's not going to call plays.
Yeah, sure.
But maybe just some offensive genius kind of stuff that he might give Schotty, and they'll work on something together. But obviously, if you can't do something with Josh Allen, What the hell? Yeah, and you got fired there. You go to Cleveland, and I'm just not sure why that is.
And you look at the Dorsey, Josh Allen, fired. Brady gets the job, and that offense immediately got better.
Yeah.
Now, Cleveland, did he really have a fair shake? Probably not. And Jameis had moments, and then Jameis threw a bunch of interceptions. So are we going to put all that on Ken Dorsey? But again, it's a hire that does nothing to excite Cowboy fan.
No.
Nothing.
Well, none of them have, other than maybe Eberflus.
And again, that's limited.
Sure. So I don't see anything that has excited Cowboy fan. And again, this doesn't matter, right, when it's all said and done. What happens, well, they're looking at the Senior Bowl, what happens in May, in the draft. Draft's still in May, right? Late April?
Sure.
May, it's right in that area.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
And then free agent signing period. Do they do anything there? And we're probably going to hear about restructured contracts at some point in time for Dak Prescott and maybe Trayvon Diggs, and who knows who else.
We mentioned Jameis Winston. I am excited about this. Jameis is going to the Super Bowl. Jameis has been hired by Fox to do social media content at the Super Bowl.
That could be very entertaining.
That is going to be entertaining.
The Jameis is a funny guy. He's a funny guy.
I don't think he means to be funny, but he's a funny guy.
What was he praying that God would stop him from throwing pick sixes?
Yes. Yes, he was.
Well, I think God answered that prayer. I think after that, he didn't throw any more pick sixes. He threw some picks. But
well, I mean, the season ended.
They didn't get taken back for.
There's always next year. Always next year. De'Aaron Fox. Let's go over the latest trade rumors. Coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Just saw something on Facebook. You know, you read something really quick and you go, oh my God, I can't believe I fell for that. A new drug has been developed for lesbians with depression. It's called tricoxagen. Gigi got it.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song.
April breeze, give me my biggest tax refund, please. You, me, and a lifetime accuracy guarantee.
And now get $100 just to try Jackson Hewitt. Does your tax person do that?
Say goodbye to that no guarantee tax guy.
Ready to sail through tax season? Go to Jackson Hewitt and you'll be... Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
30 for 30 presents the New York Sack Exchange.
Flecko, Lyon, Salam, Gastineau.
If you hit a quarterback and if they got up, you didn't do your job.
They were a brotherhood.
There is no magic formula for controlling the New York Sack Exchange.
But brothers don't always play nice.
Flacco could not stand me.
I should be waiting all day for you.
Well, get down on the stairs.
I don't know what you were doing.
I'm still trying to forgive and forget.
Stream the New York Sack Exchange, now on ESPN+.
Rock's Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rock's the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rock's has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rock's know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
The best app for your big game party is actually on your phone. It's called Underdog. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. And Texas sports fans, good news for you. Underdog is available to play in Texas. The best place to cash in on all your takes during the big game. Be like me and many others playing the Pick'em game. And with the Underdog Pick'em game, you could win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. They've got all the leagues. They've got all the stars to choose from. Create entries with all the football picks or mix and match across other sports, and Underdog is the only pick'em platform that puts the power to cash out in your hands. You can either keep riding with your entry or tap the Win Now button to cash out whenever you want. Underdog is the best place to play pick'em. Download the app, sign up with promo code STAR, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code STAR. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
ESPN insider Jeremy Fowler is reporting that the Cowboys are interested in Ken Dorsey for their offensive coordinator position, although an interview is yet to be determined. Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels has been named as the Sporting News Rookie of the Year, beating out Raiders tight end Brock Bowers and Broncos quarterback Bo Nix. And the Spurs, they're back in action tomorrow night. They'll welcome in the Milwaukee Bucks.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
And the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix on a Thursday afternoon. Glad to have you along. And one of these stories with all the legal gambling going on that every league out there fears is breaking all over the place.
Wow, yeah, this could be pretty bad if you look at this thing. ESPN's got a big deal on it right now. I've got to look at the story, but is it Terry Rozier, who was with the Miami Heat, or is with the Miami Heat, was with the Charlotte Hornets last year, is under investigation for possibly affecting the outcome of a game. The way the story goes, there was a lot of unusual betting on the under in this particular game, and Rozier, who was having a pretty good year last year for the Charlotte Hornets, only played 10 minutes in that game and suddenly left with a foot injury.
Well, and this kind of goes back even more than a year. It's part of the same probe that led to the lifetime ban of former Toronto Raptor player Jonte Porter, according to what the NBA did confirm today. And it's unusual betting patterns surrounding players. And part of me, look, the NBA and all these leagues, they're following all this stuff. and they take this very seriously. And, I know we've joked the last couple of days about what's going on in the National Football League with Patrick Mahomes' perception. And perception is one thing. Reality is another. This is a reality. And you're talking about the U.S. Attorney's Office that's doing the investigation. Odd stuff. They notice that. They are watching it. And I'm glad that the leagues are watching it and self-reporting it, because they don't want this to be a part of their league or people to question what is going on.
Well, according to ESPN, they've got a banner up right now that Rozier has been cleared by the NBA, but he is under federal investigation into the illegal betting probe. So the NBA apparently has cleared him. Not sure what they did to do that, but he is still under investigation by the feds.
Well, and again, some bettors, and there's some online posts where they're furious with sports books for because Rozier was not going to return to the game after the first quarter. The idea that it's there now. What did he make? $133 million so far while playing. But you never know. You never know sometimes with guys and injuries. Although I think a lot of places like Underdog, you get a player like Rozier out in the first quarter. If he was a part of your pick'em entry on Underdog, that's not going to count. You're going to get your money back. They like at Underdog, they're already doing what they can. So if you get burned by something like that, you're not going to lose.
Well, that's a good thing. But I think that this is, you go in and at a sports book, whether that's DraftKings or MGM or whatever you use, and you've bet the over in that game, the over of the total, and a guy like that goes out who is one of the better scorers, then that affects the whole thing. I mean, it really does. So going to be interesting, and I hate to see that because I enjoy gambling. I do.
Yep.
You enjoy gambling. A lot of us do enjoy gambling, and you don't want to have that tainted thing, over the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, or whatever, thinking that there's cheating going on. It's like the NFL is experiencing now, that the perception by a lot of the public is that the Chiefs have the refs in their pocket. That is the perception. I don't believe that that's true. However, it is the perception of a lot of folks out there right now. You know what's funny about that? My good friend Ray. My
From
good
the
friend
gym?
Ray from the gym. I was at the gym this morning, and Ray has a shirt on. It wasn't a referee shirt, but it looked like it. It was a Foot Locker soccer-looking shirt.
So he was ready to go to his next gig after he worked
that's what I said. I said, "Hey, Ray, did you get a job with the Kansas City Chiefs?" And he laughed.
That wasn't funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
I'm sure you did.
He thought it was funny.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Okay.
Everybody who was standing around thought it was, I'm a funny guy.
You
sometimes.
keep telling yourself that.
But I mean, that's the thing, and people joke about that, and it's sad that that's where we're at.
And look, I've got a blind referee costume that I've used at Halloween before. It goes with the territory, but because of gambling, the refs have to be right. Now, this in the NBA, this is a player. Was he hurt? Was he not hurt? But it affects the outcome of betting, especially player props. You look at what's going on in the NFL, this stuff with the Kansas City Chiefs. The NFL has to address this offseason, because even Troy Aikman today on the Sports Illustrated podcast talked about the partnership that the NFL has with these gambling companies makes it even more important for these referees to be right.
I know the officials have they have a tough job. I mean, the scrutiny that they're under, as we've gotten more advanced with instant replay, those guys, it seems, have become more and more scrutinized, and the game has not become less controversial. The game's become more controversial, and but then I just think that we are at a point, and this is tipped a little bit because the league is in partners with a number of these gambling services. So here you are promoting gambling. People are gambling more than they ever have before, and those types of calls there's a lot at stake regardless, but especially when you're considering there's a lot of money that's changing hands with these calls as well. So I think that we owe it to the fans that we get it right. And I think we're at a point in time where we can get it more right. So that was really my position, and just trying to lean on the NFL and say, hey, we've got to fix this. We've got to address it in the offseason.
And they have to. And again, I said this yesterday, I'll say it again today and tomorrow and next week. Roger Goodell is going to be asked about this. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait to hear what his response is. He always gives a State of the NFL address during Super Bowl week. And he's going to do that, and I guarantee you he's going to be asked about this. He has to be. And I'm going to be very interested in what his answer is.
And again, man, he's this, publicly, you see stories like this, we talk about them for a couple days, and we move on. What's going on with the Chiefs? Good talking points. I think most people feel like things are on the up and up. Behind closed doors and in, New York commissioners' offices and league offices, all of these leagues, they spend a lot of time talking about the integrity of the game and what they can do to preserve the integrity of the game. And it doesn't matter what sport, NHL, soccer has its issues, especially, I don't follow soccer enough, but we've all heard the crazy soccer stories from other countries. Basketball, baseball, all of them, the integrity of the game is so important. And little things like this that make you doubt or question the integrity of the game are the things that could potentially bring down leagues faster than anything. So they have to do everything they can to protect it. Rozier cleared by the NBA, but there's still a federal probe that comes out. The fact that we didn't know or remember that he was being investigated by the league, I think they just need to be forward. Hey, man, we're questioning this. We'll let you know what we find out.
Well, and that even makes it seem a little bit worse. Cleared by the NBA, but yet he's still under investigation by the federal government. To me, that makes the NBA look a little bit worse. Well, he was cleared, and I'm sure they're giving the feds everything that they investigated, that they determined that he's been cleared. And I hope he is cleared. I don't want him to be in trouble for this. I don't want this happening. But that to me just seems a little fishy in itself. Well, the NBA, the league cleared him, but yet the investigation still continues with the federal government, and that's a little fishy to me.
The only thing that I would imagine, no offense to government employees that are listening, I would imagine the NBA is a little bit more efficient and faster with their investigations than the federal government investigators are.
Could be.
Because they do have other things that they are working on as well. Maybe that's why the federal government is taking a little bit longer than the NBA.
Not a good look in my mind.
It's not a good look at all. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Hey, Josh, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, nothing much, guys. Love the show, but I think the real fix with the refs, and again, I want to put it out there, I am a retired professional referee, and I think the fix is to just make them part of the NFL. I think a lot of things that the fans are looking for is maybe an explanation at the end of the game, hey, why did y'all not call the Josh Allen first down, or why was this not called? And if a ref got up there and explained the situation, went through the play and told it to fans, I think it's more of an acceptance after that. And also, even the XFL's doing, add a little more technology to it. I understand there's a human element, but this ain't the 1920s. We got some technology that we can use. It's not like Skynet's going to take over the NFL after that, guys. So let's add some stuff in there.
The only thing that I question, Josh, is hearing the explanations after. Dean Blandino used to do that all the time when he was head of officiating, go on the NFL Network and try to explain stuff. We didn't buy it. We all thought it was BS and he was covering for his guys. Whether it's right or wrong, that's what we would do. Especially when it's so blatantly missed, because technology, we see it on TV, the refs on the field can't. Full-time referees, sure, you might be able to hold them accountable a little bit more, but in reality, training, but it's technology. There are so many cameras out there with angles that those guys don't have. Why wouldn't the NFL just start adding technology? Real quick, where were you a professional referee? At what level?
I was a retired professional referee at the Micro Wrestling Federation. I was a special guest referee there.
So you got paid, that made you a pro?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it was a professional wrestling league.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
I mean, and again, wrestling is fake, is it not?
It is.
So he had to follow the script.
Well, sure.
All right.
Is that what they're doing in Kansas City?
I mean,
following the script?
I mean, but as long as Dean Blandino or whoever has that gig now will explain to me.
Again, I think that it is bang bang. For these
it's
officials.
a hard job.
It's a hard job. It's bang bang, and we have the luxury of watching every angle after the fact. Again, I told you this when they called the pass, roughing the passer on Will Anderson. When I first saw the play, I honestly thought it was roughing the passer. It was helmet to helmet. Turned out it wasn't after I saw the replay. But those officials have to make that call right there. So what do? You use replay or your eye in the sky thing or whatever to say, hey, you guys blew that call. Let's change it. And something like that has got to take place because the officials are human. They see it bang, bang on the field. The NFL players are faster and stronger than ever before, and it's difficult to make that call. So, but you have the technology in the replay to get the call right. Every call, regardless of whether a coach challenges it or not.
And right now, and I assume everybody knows this, but based on the call from Josh, maybe not. Every game, especially if there is a controversial call, the Pro Football Writers Association can request an interview with that game's referee, and they send a pool reporter in. Generally, it's just one reporter that can go in and ask whatever referee is there, and that referee is going to explain. And again, so that happens every game when there's any kind of controversy, that there could be a pool reporter that interviews, and then they distribute the quotes, and we're all able to see it, and then we all go, that's BS, right? Because that's what happens now, because there's nothing you can do to fix it. The I'm sorry from the ref, but you're getting their point of view. On the field, from this angle, this is what we saw or didn't see. And, yeah, you guys at home saw all that, and I feel like an idiot right now, but that's the way it is.
Yeah. Look, it's there, and we need to use it and get these things right. And this is no disrespect to the officials. They have a difficult job. But if we can get the call right, then get the call right, period.
And that's
it's not going to slow the game down that much.
No, if at all. That's the goal, especially with the sky judge.
Yep.
I don't have to have the referee run all the way over to the end of the field and look at a little monitor and then run all the way back to stand in the right spot to tell me what we already know, right? Sky judge. Yeah, no, pick that flag up. No, that's what needs to happen.
I agree.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Have you avoided getting your T levels checked? Why? Why continue to live with low energy or low libido, potentially caused by low testosterone? Do yourself a favor and go get checked. I recommend the providers at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Their personalized TRT goes far beyond standard treatments. Not all TRT is the same. At Synergenics, you'll get a personally optimized TRT treatment plan from providers who specialize in testosterone therapy. Book that first appointment now at synergenicshealth.com. At Synergenics, they're going to give you that VIP treatment because testosterone levels start to decline in your 30s. So if you're feeling that loss of energy and drive, it could be low T. Go get checked. If you're just dealing with some weight issues, trying to lose some weight, at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss, well, they offer weight loss management with affordable prescription GLP-1 plans. Current patients, Synergenics is offering a $150 referral credit when you refer a new patient. Book that first appointment now, synergenicshealth.com, SYNERGENX health.com for Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-707-6152. 800-707-6152. 800-707-6152.
As of 9 a.m. this morning, our EV trucking company is officially in operation.
Andrew's zero-emission trucks are driving the transportation category forward.
We'll make driving safer, easier, and less stressful.
Now our technology needs to keep up with demand.
He needs to put pedal to the metal on hiring more software engineers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a colonial with high ceilings, hardwood floors, and a peaceful neighborhood. And you found it. Now, every Saturday at 6 a.m., you get to wake to the sound of your neighbor's leaf blower. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Rise and hot!
It's the 94-1 San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Big Game Giveaway.
You asked for it, you got it!
Predict the exact score of the big game in New Orleans, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com.
I like this kind of party!
The 50K Big Game Giveaway, brought to you by Deets Tractor. Score big with Deets Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix.
Happy Thursday.
Twitter at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix. It is a happy Thursday.
It is.
Dude, tomorrow's Friday. We're going to be doing the show tomorrow out at Walk-Ons.
Perfect.
With our friends from Flight by Yingling. Doubt we're going to be talking about a done deal, but maybe we'll have more trade rumors to talk about. If you're watching on YouTube right now, I'm going to look at this chart thing that Pledge made for us.
Isn't that awesome?
I don't know. Producer Pledge going all out.
All out.
Like props. Well, there's so much that you couldn't put this on one, so he got all creative with the big paper and the printer and made thousands of copies just to try to get this
I got
work.
one too.
I mean, honestly, we could put this in one of the empty frames back here since apparently we're not doing anything with it. I mean, they built the new studio and there was all this, and now they, the suits have forgotten about it, but, maybe we'll, but it's the Spurs trade assets. Just, and I think really what Pledge did was put it in really, really big, bold letters for Joe.
I don't need this anymore. My eyes are better than yours, buddy.
Well, I mean, as long as I'm wearing my glasses. If I took my glasses off, I couldn't read it even as big as this thing is printed out. But all this does is I sit here and I look at this and I'm like, dude, get this trade done. Whatever they need. The Spurs have it. But when you look at the idea of De'Aaron Fox, and it continues, and it will. This is a major trade with a lot of dominoes that have to fall in place. This isn't something that can be done quickly. But when I look at it, the Spurs fans, some that have sent direct messages, others, I was getting gas yesterday, and a guy was like, dude, De'Aaron Fox, can we just send him like Jeremy and Zach Collins?
Yes.
No.
That'd be great.
But he wants to come here. He's got him over the barrel. Come on, you don't have to give up on Steph Castle because Sacramento doesn't have an option. No, they do. They do have an option. And while San Antonio might be the preferred place, you don't always get what you want. And there are other teams out there that reportedly Fox is willing to go to.
I think Houston and Miami have been mentioned.
They are. And remember, he went to high school in Houston. And who wouldn't want to go to South Beach? So if Miami, and they're trying to figure out getting rid of a Jimmy Butler, and Pat Riley's a genius. So could you imagine Pat Riley right now working a deal, say, with Phoenix, to send Jimmy Butler to Phoenix, and in return, a multiple team trade, they end up with a De'Aaron Fox. Could you imagine Heat fans? They'd go berserk.
Of course they would.
And that's the thing that Pat Riley can get done because he's Pat freaking Riley.
Well, sure. And look, Jimmy Butler is acting like a big donkey over there and forcing forcing their hand and not showing up for stuff and all of that stuff. And however you feel about that, you feel about that. But for the San Antonio Spurs in particular, whether this is a one-on-one with Sacramento or other teams involved, however it gets done, it needs to get done. At some point in time, and I know Spurs fans, I know how you are, and it's what makes San Antonio special, especially when it comes to the San Antonio Spurs. You fall in love with a Stephon Castle. Everybody's in love with him. Everybody's in love with Keldon Johnson. Everybody's in love with Devin Vassell. Jeremy Sohan. We're in love with Jeremy Sohan. We don't want to get rid of any of these guys. The question you have to ask, are you so in love with these guys you're good with, 25, 30 wins a year? Or do you want championships again? And sometimes you have to say goodbye to people that you love in order to make that happen. And in this case, that could very well be the case. And maybe Pop and RC and company over there don't want to get rid of Stephon Castle. Maybe that's too expensive for them. Could very well be. And we'll find out if that's the case or not. Because I would assume if I'm Sacramento, not only a couple of draft picks, but I probably want a guy that you picked up in the fifth, with the fifth pick of the draft in a Stephon Castle. I'm sure they're asking for that. Is that too expensive or not for Greg Popovich and company? Well, we'll find out in due time.
And again, this feels like it needs to happen. As a Spurs fan, a lot of times when you hear rumors, you just automatically shut down because, well, it's never going to happen. Or when you're hearing rumors, man, that sometimes kills deals. That's old Spurs regime. I don't know if it's that way anymore, but one, you have a star player that wants to come here. There's a need for that star player here. It makes all the sense in the world. And I think about all the draft capital that the Spurs have. Haven't they been collecting pick after pick after pick for moments like this?
Yes.
I mean, every time they do that and they do this and they get these picks and those picks, they're never going to draft all those players. They're used as currency in the trade market. So now you have a chance to get a De'Aaron Fox. And all the stars seem to be aligning. I want this to happen more so than, man, most of the other trade rumors that you hear. It just feels like this is going to happen.
Well, this is the kind of trade I've been hoping for with this. And again, I will admit that Chris Paul has been fantastic, and I love what he's done with his team. I love how he's the coach on the floor. He has helped the young fellas, especially Wemby. He's helped him understand the game a little bit better. And all of that is good, but Chris Paul is not the future in San Antonio. He's not. And he's not. If he's here another year, well, I'm not sure why he would be, but he's not long-term. De'Aaron Fox is. Young guy, all-star, proven player, proven scorer, proven point guard that can come in here right away and contribute. And I just think if you can make this happen, you have to make it happen.
What I'm curious, like one of the comments here, is it Caesar? Don't give up too much for Fox. Why? I mean, I don't want to overpay. Like there was a trade scenario that we saw yesterday from Sacramento that wanted Devin, Steph, Jeremy, and multiple picks. No, that would be too much, and I don't think the Spurs would ever do that. It's got to make sense for both. So you take some of those picks, and if it's a Steph or a Devin, you got to do that. You got to give up quality to get quality. Now, can they wait till the offseason? They could. This trade could happen in the offseason. Could. But if it's on the front burner now and it's hot, get it done. The urgency with the trade deadline a week from today is there. But, again, the Spurs aren't the only one that Sacramento is talking to. There are other places that Fox would be willing to sign that max deal with. It's not San Antonio or bust, so you can't underpay for him. I can promise you that.
No, you can't. I mean, he's a quality player. He's an all-star player. He's a foundation for a team moving forward. Now, obviously, you'd have to have him agree to sign a contract here. You're not a rental for a year or two. Spurs are not in that position. If they're going to go out and make a deal like this, it's got to be with the expectation that Fox is going to be here for the foreseeable future. So all of that has to come into play. And I know the conversations are going on. They are. They're going on. So if they can make a deal, let's make a deal. Because, look, you mentioned waiting till the offseason. Well, Houston or Miami may not want to wait till the offseason. They may pull off this deal before next week, and then the Spurs lose out, if that's what you're thinking. We'll see what happens. I just hope the Spurs are serious about negotiating with Sacramento or whoever else to get a deal done. I can live with the fact that they don't get this deal done if they made a hell of an effort.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Wesley, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, fellas, really big fan, and I have a couple of points if I could. One, I'm no armchair GM, but I know enough to say this. We saw what Oklahoma City did with their picks, and we know the Spurs have a plethora of picks. We know that they have those to use and utilize in some way, some form or fashion, because most fans don't probably realize this. They can't literally use all those picks. It's impossible with contract situations to ever pick up all those picks. So if the deal right now is in place for you to offer about 3 of those picks to help your cause, plus you give up a Steph Castle as much as you don't want to, you're putting a all-star position player next to Wembanyama. Can we not think this way? I hate seeing people say this in their tweets in the media right now, that they want to wait it out. If you wait it out, you run the potential of Wembanyama not growing to the potential that he could be. It's not about growing these guys together. It's about getting him the best possible fit to help him grow to be the best player he's going to be, or he's going to resent you for it.
I couldn't agree more, Wesley. I mean, I think that's the point. You improve this team with the opportunities you have. You draft. I don't care who you draft next year. Again, you're going to have to wait and see if that player develops. You're going to have to wait and see. With a guy like a De'Aaron Fox, you already know he's developed. You already know he's an all-star, and you come in here and he contributes day one. I don't care if it's Cooper Flagg, and I know everybody would probably say, "Oh, Joe, be careful." Even if it's Cooper Flagg, I mean, is he going to develop into an NBA player that we all think he is? Probably so. But how long do you want to wait? And again, to your point, Wesley, how long is Wemby going to wait? That's the key because, again, just a reminder, he's not attached to San Antonio for the rest of his life. He's not.
Wemby?
Wemby.
We're going to make sure that he is.
Yeah, well.
And again, all of this goes with he's going to have to sign a long-term deal wherever he gets traded, and he's got to make sure, or the team that trades for him has to make sure, he's interested in Miami according to reports. Well, Pat Riley's not going to give up all those assets if he's not sure that he's going to get that deal signed for De'Aaron Fox and who's eligible for that Supermax deal. So when you look at it, De'Aaron Fox does hold cards, but San Antonio is not the only place, according to reports, that he wants to go to. His preferred destination is here, but he's also willing to go to Houston and willing to go to Miami and a couple other teams, according to reports. So the Spurs can't undersell or just bank on he wants to come here, so this would be easy. They still got to get it done. And, agents are involved.
Yeah, they kind of want to get the best deal for their client because it's good for them. It's good for business to do that.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. Especially if you need winter gear for the rodeo, you need some jackets, some half zips, hoodies, sweatshirts, beanies, whatever you need, Sam will get you taken care of, especially if you need caps. Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, and he's got all the popular cap brands, the Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America in stock, just waiting for your logo. If you need T-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. If you need uniforms, Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sammy has all the big name brands: Under Armour, Nike, Travis Matthew, Eddie Bauer, Port Authority, North Face, just to name a few. Get in and see them. No order too big, no order too small. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
The Morning Huddle.
I was looking at houses yesterday, and this house had in one of the bedrooms like a big hook where you could tell like,
that they had a swing in
I
there.
know what you're doing with that.
Chair actually going on in there. I may not have those in my room right now.
Oh,
so you're
Vic's hanging from it,
like a
except he's hanging from his penis, just hanging so it'll stretch. Like he's like spinning around like he looks like.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
To...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
What's wrong, Cupid?
Lost my mojo. These arrows just don't work like they used to. The facts are people fall in love thanks to Connecticut, not poor old Cupid.
You don't say.
Oh, absolutely. Look over there. She's got silky smooth hair thanks to a Connecticut water softener. He's got softer skin and cleaner clothes, and now they're all lovey-dovey. Makes me sick.
Don't feel bad, Cupid. You still have your bow and arrow.
I know a Connecticut runs on kinetic energy like my bow and arrow. There's no computer to break. A Connecticut has it all.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country.
You know, you're right. I love my Connecticut, too. My diapers never looked so white. And my wings, oh, I look good.
Cupid, you can always come to work for me, but you're going to have to wear pants.
ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
Progressive presents a testimonial of sorts.
Hey, slow down!
Oh, yeah? Well, you drive like my grandma. She's a very attentive and courteous driver who wears a seatbelt and always uses her turn signals. She's also a talented painter and has very low cholesterol. Not that that has anything to do with her drive. We just thought a more complete picture of who she is might be interesting. Anyway, have a nice day.
Safe driver? Get Snapshot from Progressive and get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Lowe's knows how to help make your Super Bowl 59 party a touchdown. Let us help you prep your home to host with top brands like Charbroil, Blackstone, and LG, so you can be the MVP of game day. Plus, use the Lowe's app to find what you need for a seamless shopping run. Or huddle up with our Lowe's Red Vest associates to help make all your game time hosting decisions.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Along with Joe Reinagel, I'm Jason Minix. All next week in New Orleans, our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage brought to you by Flight by Yingling, Circa Las Vegas, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's going to be a good time next week down in New Orleans. Circa Las Vegas. I know we're going again in March.
We are.
We are.
Yeah.
The Mega March promotion, we're not talking about it yet, but I got an email that the Blitz promo code is currently live. It's been reactivated.
The Blitz.
So if you're trying to plan ahead, that March, when are we going? March 26th, 27th through the 30th?
I believe so.
It's final. It's Sweet 16 weekend and opening of Major League Baseball. That's the Thursday and Friday that we're going to be out there. And then, of course, we're staying for the weekend.
Absolutely.
Yes.
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 We arrive on the 26th, but it's the 27th through the 30th.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're, you get that room discount with promo code Blitz. More details coming soon, but I know some of you have said, hey, when are we going?
Yep.
We want to go with you. So I know the Blitz promo code for that weekend is now live.
There you go. Get your room.
Mm-hmm.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Make your airline reservations.
Do it now.
Do it. Let's go. Let's have some fun in Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait. Can't wait. It's always a good time.
It's a great time.
Yep.
Great time. Getting caught up in so many of the comments on our YouTube page. You guys just sometimes just go read the comments and laugh.
That's a lot of fun,
and it's hard to tell if people are serious or just being sarcastic as hell, right? It really sometimes is difficult because, look, I don't know. Steph Castle, love him, don't want him included, but if that's what Sacramento wants, is that a deal breaker for you? Devin Vassell, is that a deal breaker for you? There's only one guy on this team, in my opinion, that is off limits, and that's Wemby. Now, Am I going to include Devin and Steph? No. You get one or the other, and you get a boatload of picks because we got them. You need a Keldon? Sure, take them. Jeremy? All right, cool. You're not getting Steph and Devin. That's not going to happen, which is one of the scenarios we saw come out of Sacramento. But you're getting a bona fide all-star in return. So to get value, you got to give up value.
Well, and a lot could be the sticking point of that is those unprotected picks from Atlanta. That could very well be a sticking point. When you look at this and you see how Atlanta is just kind of tanking right now. I mean, and I don't mean literally tanking, but I mean they're not playing well. What have they lost? 6 or 7 in a row, I think. They're not doing good, and they've got one of their major players is out for the season. So a lot of people are looking at that, saying, well, we could have 2 lottery picks if the Spurs continue to go the way that they're going. That could very well be. So, I mean, maybe that's a deal killer if that's what Sacramento wants.
I mean, again, a lot of things can kill a deal. A lot of things can kill a deal. And at this point, we know the San Antonio connection for De'Aaron Fox. That's widely reported and widely known. And we also know agents are powerful and they get what they want for their clients, especially this agent. But that said, not everybody gets what they want. And there are, according to reports, other places that he's willing to go. So it's not like the Spurs are the only ones at the negotiating table. I want this to happen. It looks like De'Aaron wants it to happen. You want it to happen. I think we all want it to happen. If it doesn't happen, we're going to judge Brian Wright in the Spurs front office by, let's say it is Miami. What did Miami give up? And we're either going to be happy the Spurs didn't do it, or we're going to be really pissed that they couldn't come up with that, right? Or the equivalent of. But you look at this Spurs team, another crap loss last night. With 5 minutes to go, they took a lead. And then they went in the toilet.
They did. They pooped themselves.
It was brutal.
It was horrible.
And we've seen too many games like that.
That's consistency. That's their consistency this year, is they're consistently going to have a bad quarter or two. And it's just the way that it is. And I don't know what's going on with this team, but everybody, and I'm open-minded because I see lots of comments on our YouTube page, and I'm sure if you're driving around San Antonio or listening on any of the apps, you're thinking the same thing. Just tell me, and please tell me, and be convincing. What is it about this team that you don't want to give up anybody or very little for a guy like a De'Aaron Fox? Because I don't know, and I'm maybe hard-headed, but I don't know what it is about this team as it is constructed right now that gives anybody the feeling that we're going to be looking at, playing for championships in the next year or 2 or 3. So somebody please give me something that would ease my mind about this team as it's constructed right now that you think is going to be a championship caliber team.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776, because I need to be convinced too. I mean, look, Devin's been around a long time. We know Devin. Keldon, he's hit his ceiling.
Yep.
Steph is a bit of an unknown. I like the potential of Steph. But we, at this point, if that's what they want, a young rookie guy, somebody they can grow with, and you're getting De'Aaron Fox, who's already proven, I'm doing De'Aaron Fox. I don't want to get rid of Steph Castle, but I'm not married to him at this point.
Right.
There's only one guy that's a deal breaker, and that's Wemby. If they ask for Wemby, I after I'm done laughing, I shoot him the middle finger and tell him to have a lovely day.
Yes.
And I don't want to give up Steph, but if that's what it takes, then I'm good with that. Do I want to see him go? No, I'm not trying to get rid of anybody, but I know to get a De'Aaron Fox, it's going to cost. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Hey, Manny, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing?
Good.
So I guess I want to ask you a question, and I have a couple questions for you. Number one, Joe keeps saying that we're in love with this team. We don't want to lose anybody. Where are you guys getting this? And I'm asking because I think more than ever we're ready to get rid of some of these guys.
Well, that's good.
For the first time in a while. I mean, I guess where are you guys getting that?
Well, I mean, I get it all the time. I'm looking at our comments on the YouTube page right now, and I mean, everybody wants to get rid of Zach Collins. That's fantastic. Yeah, and then trade, I don't know, Mamu Kilishvili, and I don't know, maybe we'll throw in a Trey Jones or a Keldon Johnson. I mean, but Castle's off the table. Forget it. If we got to get rid of Castle, forget it. No deal. So it just it's interesting to me.
Okay, so no, I agree with you. I mean, I think it's going to take. I'd personally, I'd keep Castle over Devin. I've been ready to get rid of Devin since last year, honestly, include him in the right deal. But I guess I want to ask you guys, what do you think this is comparable to? Is this kind of a Paul George situation, a Cat, Michael Bridges? What do you think it's comparable to? What it would take?
You know, that's a great question, Manny, because you look at over the last couple of years, because all these teams have stockpiled so many picks, the values of a trade from 2 or 3 years ago or what you think, that's all out the window, right? And, using a real estate term, I'm not really sure what your different comps would be. You're getting an all-star in return, so and according to reports, Sacramento is not rebuilding, they're reloading, so they're going to want some players in return. They're also going to want to use picks. That's the draft capital, or the capital that the Spurs have been banking for years now for situations like this, because all those picks, and depending on if they're protected or unprotected, the Spurs have all that for moments like this. You look, they've got 9 tradable first-round picks and 17 second-round picks. The Spurs have all kinds. There's some that are coming up that are swaps. They've got some that are protected. So all of those have different values. And that's for Sacramento's GM to figure out with Brian Wright. But if there's players involved, which players are they going to want? Because that might affect what picks Brian Wright is willing to part with. A Steph Castle, Spurs value that. So they're going to say, okay, if you want Steph Castle, we'll give him to you, but then you're not getting one of the unprotected picks. If you want Devin and you want an unprotected pick, I might make that deal. If you want Keldon, you can have all the unprotected picks. I mean, because they all have different values. And those GMs, they have the value charts. I'm not sure how you value it, but then you also have to have the guarantee from De'Aaron Fox that he's going to sign the Supermax deal in San Antonio.
All of those things are true. And, look, I just think a point guard, I still value them. Maybe some people don't in this day and age of basketball, that anybody can bring the ball up the court. But De'Aaron Fox can score as well. Wemby needs help, y'all. I mean, he needs help. If Wemby's not doing it, there's nobody else out there you can count on to come through and take over in the fourth quarter and get it done. There's just not right now on this team as constructed. De'Aaron Fox can do that.
I'm not sure if I want to take this call, Brian Eagle.
Yeah?
Partly because he's still on his mom's phone plan.
That's all right. I admire him for that. Stay on as long as you can.
How many phone bills do you pay for your kids?
None.
All right.
Well, mine are a lot older than this guy here.
Not really. I mean, Jack is pushing 30 at this point.
Is he really?
Yeah, Rob's kid.
You got to out
Jack
me
Thompson.
like that?
Yeah. What's up, Jack?
What up, y'all?
What's going on?
Enlighten us with some wisdom.
Hey, I happily do so. I mean, I want Fox so bad, but the asking price of Castle and that ATL pick, I mean, suddenly that pick value has skyrocketed. ATL had lost 5 games in a row, and now their second best player is hurt. So for me, they're going to have to choose between one of those. You can't have Castle, our 4th pick, and you can't have the ATL pick that could, it's looking like it's going to be top 10 with how the Hawks have been falling. And if you want, one of those you want Castle and Devin and a bunch of picks, you're going to have to throw in something else too for me. Like, you're going to have to give me Monk or Herder.
Hang on. I don't think there's ands when you're talking about Devin and Steph. It's ors. I'll go ors in some picks,
That's
but
what
not
I'm saying.
but not
if
ands.
They want both. you're going to need to give me more. I'm going to need Kevin Huerter or Malik Monk on the way back over here.
Well, I mean, look, Keldon Johnson needs to be involved in any deal. I'll be honest with you, Jack, because I think he's reached his ceiling here. I don't think he's getting any better.
Yeah.
So Keldon Johnson, if they want a Keldon Johnson and a Castle, I'm okay with that. Look, the Spurs need shooters, and right now, like it or not, perhaps their best guy is Devin Vassell. I don't want to get rid of Devin Vassell, and I'm with you. It can't be ands. It's got to be ors.
Yeah, I mean, that's all fine and dandy to say, but like you guys keep saying, this is an all-star. I mean, what has Devin done for us? He can go get his 20, but even when he does, like, he's going to miss 2 free throws at the end of the game. And so it's tough. It's really tough. I'm just saying, if they want this high-value deal with, I assume they're going to push for Devin and Castle. I mean, if they're really trying to just retool,
sure.
Keldon's not that guy. You like you just said, Keldon has reached his ceiling, and his trade value isn't even a first-round pick. So I would love to get rid of Keldon. I mean, it's been a long time probably coming that he doesn't really fit with Wemby. But if we're talking De'Aaron Fox, they're going to want a big package. And at that point, is it worth it? Because we've seen what the flashes.
Wait. You just asked, is it worth it? You've seen flashes. You know De'Aaron Fox is a proven all-star. You've seen flashes, but we've got proven. That number 1 pick, and sure, there's a 14% chance that might work out well for the Spurs. But what if the player doesn't work out? De'Aaron Fox is proven. If you want to wait another couple, 3-4 years of not skipping steps, sure, hold on to what you have. To me, De'Aaron Fox puts this thing in high gear. It's closer to being a legit playoff team that gets us closer to being a championship team than not skipping steps in another couple years while players learn how to win.
I agree. I mean, I am all for being hyper aggressive as the Spurs. It's time to go get someone for Wemby. I'm completely for that, but I start to get real hesitant when you're talking Castle. I mean, you look back at De'Aaron Fox's rookie year, Castle's numbers are eerily similar, and he's a far, far better defender. I mean, Castle, he's putting up the numbers that he's putting up while checking the best player on the other team. That is incredibly valuable because Devin has not turned into the defensive stopper that we imagined. Keldon, I mean, he barely plays defense. Jeremy has his nights where he looks really good on D, but, I mean, we can't figure out what position to even play Jeremy at right now.
Exactly.
I just got him stuck in that backup center.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. Jack, I hear you, and I think this is the negotiations hopefully are taking place, and this is being talked about. I don't want to get rid of Castle. I don't think anybody does. I just want another piece of the puzzle because I want Wemby needs help, man. He needs help, and he doesn't have any right now. And I just say that the way this team is constructed right now, if they win 30 games this year, I'm going to be surprised, quite honestly. And they just don't have it. They're inconsistent as hell, and I just don't see this team as it is constructed right now going anywhere.
Oh, no. Where we're going is back into the top 10 with this team. I mean, we had a nice run in the beginning, but now the tape's out. Teams know, hey, just let them chuck threes. That's what they're going to do.
That's what they do.
20% from threes.
That's it.
So, yeah, I agree. And if I'm all for going to get De'Aaron Fox, I'll give you Devin and Jeremy, and you can have that ATL pick, but you can't have Steph and that ATL pick. We're going to have to make them choose. And for me, I'm keeping Steph over that pick. So ship that out to them. Give them Devin, give them Jeremy or Keldon, and I think we can get the deal done with that. That gives them picks, and it retools them. There's not a big drop-off because once Sacramento gets rid of Fox, it's all about keeping Sabonis happy, and that's got to be their main focus is retooling, keeping Sabonis happy so that they can keep a star around. I think Devin and Jeremy or Keldon, that ATL pick and a couple more, random first, go get them. I think I could definitely go get De'Aaron Fox.
Jack, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, although I think you still want your cake and eat it too. It might cost something a little bit more than what you're willing to offer with. They drop off a little bit more than what you think. And as Brandon on our YouTube says 80% of Spurs fans overvalue our own players. And I think there is a lot of truth to that, and you just heard it from Jack.
Absolutely. Well, I think everybody wants De'Aaron Fox. They just want a bargain.
They do.
It may not come down to that.
They do. More of your calls coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line. Touchdown, Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a colonial with high ceilings, hardwood floors, and a peaceful neighborhood. And you found it. Now, every Saturday at 6 a.m., you get to wake to the sound of your neighbor's leaf blower. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fight. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
On Super Sunday, you could be the crunch time hero. PorkRinds.com is bringing you a game-changing twist to your big day because it's also Pork Rind Appreciation Day. The crispy, crunchy, crave-worthy snack you love deserves its moment. PorkRinds.com is celebrating by giving you a chance to win tickets to the 2026 big game in Santa Clara. Enter at PorkRinds.com and become your own crunch time hero. This Super Sunday, make sure your snack game is on point. Celebrate Pork Rind Appreciation Day. Get in on the action at PorkRinds.com.
Score big with LS Tractors at Dietz Tractor in Seguin, the MVPs of the field. LS Tractors, the star quarterbacks of farming, perfect for tough tasks for farm, ranch, and landscaping. Dietz Tractors has your all-star coaching staff for top-notch equipment. They're not just selling tractors, they're building lasting relationships with unmatched dealer support for parts and maintenance. It's a winning strategy that goes beyond the final whistle. Don't miss the game-winning move. 0% financing available with approved credit on LS Tractors. Start blue, stay blue at Dietz Tractor in Seguin.
Show up early, cash out quarterly. The first 100 fans to show up for the big game get a free square for a chance to win Twin Peaks gift cards at the end of every quarter. Plus, every fan scores fried pickles for just showing up. Visit TwinPeaksRestaurant.com to make your big game a reservation.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
How often does your man think about the Roman Empire?
Why do we have to call it Roman Empire? I mean, just call it sex.
Oh, so you do think about it.
Mike, I don't think that sex... Explain your point.
Turley's parents made the mistake when he was 11 years old of letting him watch the film Caligula. You shouldn't see that when you're 11, and it ruins you. And Turley's now a twisted individual.
Exactly right.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon, right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll put a sheet on your every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, bounce dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels has been named as the Sporting News Rookie of the Year. He beats out tight end Brock Bowers of the Raiders and Broncos quarterback Bo Nix. San Antonio Spurs, well, they fell last night to the LA Clippers. They are now 4 games under 500. They return to action tomorrow night inside the Frost Bank Center against the Milwaukee Bucks. And Ravens kicker and former Texas Longhorn Justin Tucker investigated.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Baltimore Ravens kicker investigated for what? You want to finish your sentence?
Yeah, I will. Investigated for, not being nice with massage therapists.
Saw a meme that the Cleveland Browns have traded multiple first-round picks to the Ravens for Justin Tucker.
Did they give him a guaranteed contract, too?
I'm sure.
I'm sure, yeah.
I'm sure. Justin Tucker posted on Twitter, X. Throughout my career as a professional athlete, I have always sought to conduct myself with the utmost professionalism. I have never before been accused of misconduct of any kind, and I have never been accused of acting inappropriately in front of a massage therapist or during massage therapy sessions or during other body work. In his post,
body work, huh?
Well, I mean, he's getting work on his body.
Sure.
That's what athletes call it.
Uh-huh.
He said the article, quote, takes innocuous and ambiguous interactions and skews them so out of proportion that they are no longer recognizable. This is desperate tabloid fodder.
All right, well, we'll see because they're looking into it. The NFL has already said that they're going to investigate and see what's going on there. And if it's not true, it's not true. I think Deshaun Watson did the same thing. The problem is, although in the story he left some DNA apparently on the table. So I don't know if they still have that, but you're talking about 9 years ago.
Yeah.
If this story from 2012 to 16, I mean, like, why now? Why is somebody bringing this up now? Because it's all over the place. I mean, everybody's talking about it today, but why now?
Well, I mean, it is the million-dollar question. And the NFL said that they first became aware of the allegations from the reporter investigating this story as they were not previously shared with the NFL. And, of course, they take all allegations seriously.
Sure.
The Ravens said the same thing. Now, Justin Tucker on Twitter, quote, I support a process that allows claims to be properly investigated. But for the sake of myself and my family, I cannot allow these false claims to go unchallenged. I cannot be any clearer. These allegations are false and incredibly hurtful to both me and, more importantly, my family. So he's straight to the mountaintop saying this is BS.
Well, that's good, and that's what he should do. If he's innocent and didn't do these things, then yeah, that's exactly what he should do. So we'll see. And again, look, at the risk of, pissing off every lady that's listening right now.
Here you go.
It was 9 years ago, and there was no grabbing of anything that I've seen.
I mean,
I'm just saying, he's been banned it was 9 years ago, for goodness sake.
Now, according to the original article out of the Boston Banner, now the Baltimore Banner, and I don't know what kind of newspaper that is, but like the Baltimore Sun is their version of the Express News. That's their major daily newspaper. So I don't know if the Banner is more like, say, the Current or the Austin Chronicle or something along those lines. I have no idea. But according to the original article, And this reporter that got tipped off, but others say that they were tipped off to this story about a week ago. Benjamin Albright tweeted out, he got a text saying, hey, there's some allegations, something to look into. He's been accused of inappropriate behavior, exposing himself and brushing it up against 2 massage therapists and potentially leaving a little evidence on the table, according to 6 massage therapists around Baltimore. Now, 2 places say they've banned him because of his actions during bodywork sessions.
So here's the question, a legit question. Take it as you want. So this happened between 2012 and 2016. Why have we not heard from these massage therapists until now? I'm just asking the question because I don't understand. If they were that offended and it was a problem, why did it take 9 years or longer to come out with this?
Well, I'm looking at one of a representative for one of them says the spa chain immediately terminated Tucker as a client in 2014 after being informed of an alleged incident. Why weren't allegations made then?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I just, there are a lot of questions here, and why now? Who knows? And if it's not true, yeah, you feel really bad for Justin Tucker and his family that these allegations are out there.
Yeah.
And this predates Deshaun Watson. Looking at the time frame, or at least the allegations of Deshaun Watson and everything that he did or allegedly did. But guys, don't be idiots.
Well, you just go get a massage and let that be enough. And then if there's something else going on, make sure it's consensual.
Yeah.
Yes. And don't be rubbing your thing on people when they're not wanting you to do that. Well, that's what he's accused of, and please don't be leaving DNA all over the place. But I don't understand why it takes this long if people are pissed off, because I have to agree with Justin in some ways. This coming up now is nothing but clickbait.
Yep.
I mean, it's clickbait. Why were the allegations not looked into 9 years ago? It just makes no sense to me at all.
Yep.
Clickbait.
Yep.
That former Longhorn.
Hey, dude. Why do you got to bring UT into
former
this?
Longhorn, inappropriate behavior in a strip club. I'm sure he's the only
It wasn't in a strip club,
at
sir.
Texas. Oh, it was a massage parlor.
Yes.
Oh.
Most accurate kicker in NFL history.
Sure. Till he wasn't.
Well, he still is the most accurate.
He's had a rough year.
He's had a rough
sure.
year here, but he's still the most accurate. I don't know. Probably won't ask John McClain about this, but the general will join us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, let's talk about Stevens Roofing, because I love Stevens Roofing. Great family, local company. And they've been in business here in San Antonio, South Texas, for a long time. And you know as well as I do, I don't have to tell you, if you're in business that long, you're doing it right. Because you don't stay in business if you're not. Stevens Roofing is definitely doing it right. And you know, here in Texas, it gets hot as heck in the summer. The storms, the thunderstorms we'll experience in the springs, they're fierce, and we just experienced those freezing temperatures. Certainly unpredictable for this part of Texas, no doubt. Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and, well, neither should your roofer. You need a local roofer you can trust. That is Stevens Roofing. Let me tell you, Texas roofs are not designed for winter weather. You know, when ice and snow melt, that water seeps into the little cracks, then it refreezes, and that creates bigger cracks. It could result in loose shingles and leaks that could damage your home. Your roof is your shield that protects your home. It protects your family. Don't wait till you see the damage. Call Stevens Roofing. Get them out there to check your roof. They'll do it for free. 210-785-0994. You can also visit them online at stevensroofing.net. Don't let Texas weather catch you off guard. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Call them right now. You know, your roof keeps your family safe. Stevens Roofing is here to make sure you are always covered. Stevens Roofing, protecting Texas families one roof at a time. That phone number again, 210-785-0994.
This is exactly where we want to be.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Super Bowl 59.
This is why you lift all them weights. This is why you do all that.
The Kansas City Chiefs are on the brink of NFL history, aiming for an unprecedented third consecutive Super Bowl victory. Standing in their way, the Philadelphia Eagles, hungry for revenge after their narrow loss to the Chiefs 2 years ago.
Let's go, let's go!
Can the Chiefs cement their destiny?
Yeah! Yeah!
Or will the Eagles soar to victory? Don't miss a moment of this historic matchup presented locally by Flight by England, the next generation of light beer.
It's showtime, let's start!
The action's right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Super Bowl 59.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way, and that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions, and that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Having a party for the big game? Let Smoky Mo's handle the barbecue. Go with the Big Game Rib Party Pack. 3 pounds of delicious Smoky Mo's slow smoke ribs, plus sides. Or get the Tailgate Party Pack, a buffet in a box with brisket, turkey, sausage, and sides. Add in a Baker Bar Group Pack. The chopped baked potato bar is perfect for groups. Smoky Mo's is great Texas barbecue that will make your big game party super. Order online at SmokyMo'sBBQ.com. Smoky Mo's, the pit is lit.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up.
we can help you save on the right oil for your vehicle. Right now, get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic or Castrol Edge Full Synthetic High Mileage Motor Oil with an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for just $35.99. Visit one of our 6,000 stores or order from AutoZone.com for same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Rock's Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rock's the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rock's has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rock's know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
This is Andrew Monaco, and the Aggies play here. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Always fun to visit with John McClain, the General. HoustonTexans.com on the Buyers Barricades guest line. John, I just teased we would not ask you about Justin Tucker.
Oh, I don't care. I've talked about that story with Deshaun Watson for almost 2 years, so I could talk about Justin Tucker. But right now I'm concentrating on Senior Bowl practices and getting ready for the Super Bowl. I don't know how you guys feel, and I'm so glad I don't have to go back to Super Bowls anymore. It's terrible to say that. And I probably, Radio Row was the favorite thing I did, but covering the game, fighting the crowds and everything just got old to me. But I would have been much more fired up about next week if it had been Detroit and Buffalo than I am Kansas City and Philadelphia, because it's been so recent, and I'm just kind of worn out on the Chiefs. I respect them. I love watching them play, but I just want to get on with the game.
Well, John, let's start there then instead of going with the Texans. I do want to talk to you about their offensive coordinator search, but let's talk about the Chiefs. Minix and I have been talking about this all week, and while I don't think the refs are in the Chiefs' pocket, the perception among a lot of fans is that they are. Does the NFL have to do something about that in your mind?
Absolutely not. I mean, what are they going to do about it? One of the problems they have, and I totally disagree with this, they should have a system that judges officiating crews, not officials. They don't need all-star rosters of officials. They need all-star crews. So, like on the first down that they said that Josh Allen did not get, the official who was on the side that had a clear view of it marked him one spot, and the guy who was behind on the other side who didn't ran in and had a different view and somehow waved off the other guy. Now, I don't think he's on the payroll. I think he's doing what he thinks was right. Have those officials have familiarity where they can talk about it. They're not afraid to overrule somebody. Like the guy that had the shot of it said, nope, I had a perfect shot of it. He was here, not there. So I think that belongs on the NFL. And it's just like in basketball or baseball. If you're a great hitter or if you are a great player, the officials are usually going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And that's what happens with the Chiefs. And so one of the things I keep thinking about is Patrick Mahomes being 8-0 against the Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. And so I can't imagine Vic's going to be able to do anything that's going to surprise him. No way I'm picking against the Chiefs in anything, and based on what they've done. But as far as the mystique, I thought the officials might bend over backward the other way to make it look like, okay, we're not that way, but they're doing the best job they can. And they're supposed to call, like with the Texans, if it's close, you're supposed to call it. That's what the rule book says. So they were wrong, but they did what they were told to do.
But with the technology available and the Sky Judge replay assist, there's ways they could fix it using technology. Do you think Roger Goodell and the competition committee will seriously talk and maybe even change some things to utilize the technology to get it right?
There's two things that should be done. Number one, as Bill Belichick tried to get them to do for years, be able to review anything. It's not going to make the game longer. You have the same number of challenges. And the other one is get a Sky Judge to help. And they've always said unintended consequences. Well, if the Sky Judge is looking at the big play where the ball is and he sees somebody on the other side of the field holding, that's not what he does. If he sees somebody grabbing a face mask away, that's not what he does. He's ruling on the play where the ball was that everybody watching on TV sees. Everybody watching replays sees. It's not so hard. I think what they'll do, they'll make more things reviewable. I've never heard a good reason why they don't give coaches the option of challenging anything. Because you can't argue it's going to take the game longer. It's going to make the game longer. It just makes no sense. And Roger Goodell's always about unintended consequences. So I think this year we'll see them be able to review face mask penalties, maybe a couple other things. Eventually there's going to be a Sky Judge. As far as doing it like tennis, I read a great story and tweeted it early in the week by an expert on these things, talking about you can't do in the NFL what you do in tennis, and here's why, and it was great. And I wish everybody had seen it because he said it's impossible based on football compared to tennis to do that. But anyway, it's always going to be controversial. Can you imagine if the Chiefs beat the Eagles and the Eagles lose on a bad call involving a play with Mahomes, what it's going to be like the whole off season? I feel bad for Mahomes because he's a great guy. You know, right now he's second greatest quarterback in history. People say he's better than Brady. Give me a break.
No way.
Brady dominated him. Brady dominated him in the playoffs. Has won 7 Super Bowls to 3. There's no way you can call him the greatest ever. I heard somebody, maybe Stephen A. Smith, say if he wins 3 Super Bowls in a row, he's the greatest ever. And I'm like, well, Bart Starr won 5 in a row.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you look at it, I think prisoner of the moment for Stephen A. or people that say that, although you could say Mahomes is on pace, but he certainly hasn't passed Tom Brady for the greatest at that point. So you're not making the trip at all to New Orleans?
No, One of the reasons I retired from the Chronicle is I do not have to travel anymore.
So, but you're still on the Hall of Fame voting committee. So, so next week, you know, we'll get those announcements, and I'm just curious if there's a former Cowboy safety that played at Arizona State. Is he finally going to get the call?
Oh, now, of course I'm going to tell you that. Give me a break.
Well, I mean, if
so,
you're not...
yeah, I'm going to give you guys a big scoop, and of course we can't talk about any of that. And truthfully, we don't know. They changed the procedure this year, and the way it was in the past, we on the committee knew who the final 5 were going to be of the modern era finalists, and considering other than Paul Tagliabue and I think Bob Hayes, anybody that got in the final 5 made the Hall of Fame. This year, you know, we don't know. We're going to find out when everybody else finds out.
Interesting. Well, I'm looking forward to that, John. So but anytime you want to break news like that on this show, you're more than welcome to do so. Anytime. Just want the invitation is out there, my friend. What are the
Thank you very much, Joe.
What are the Texans going to do about an offensive coordinator? Is there one guy that they're leaning towards more than maybe the others?
Well, first of all, they've interviewed a bunch of guys that haven't called plays before, just like Bobby Slowick. I thought when they fired Slowick, they'd give a proven play caller, and they're not. Nick Caley, who has been with the Rams for 2 years, may turn out to be the greatest offensive coordinator in history. But I'm so tired of people who have changed planes in an airport where Sean McVay changes planes, getting great positions that lead to more great positions because they worked on McVay's staff. Because you never know. Are you going to get a Kevin O'Connell? He didn't call plays while he was there, and he's turned out to be great at it. But those other guys don't call plays, and they're not. Bobby Slowick was really good the first year. This past season, he didn't adjust to what defensive coordinators were doing different from 23. He had struggles in the second half when they were poor compared to the first half. So now if you're going to go get another guy that can call plays, get Gerard Johnson, the quarterback coach, who interviewed this week. Gerard's been there for 2 years. He knows everything, everybody. He knows the problems. He knows the failures, the successes, and he gets along really well with C.J. Stroud. Why would you bring in a new person? Now, I would want to make sure Gerard Johnson wasn't going to run the same scheme. The last 3 games, Slowick went to a gap scheme running game instead of the outside zone and averaged like 160. And I'm thinking, well, why didn't they do that sooner? Because the running game has been up and down all year. But the bottom line is they could bring in the greatest play caller in history. If they don't get a great offensive line coach and they change them like everybody else changes socks almost every 2 years, then they're just spinning their wheels. And they got to make changes in their interior offensive line. I see people say, well, they should draft a receiver. Give me a break. Nico Collins was a 3rd round pick. Stephon Diggs a 5th. Tank Dell a 3rd. Why would you need to spend a 1st round pick on a receiver when you are not desperate at receiver? You are desperate in your interior offensive line.
Absolutely. John McClain from HoustonTexans.com here on the Blitz. You talk about all the potential offensive coordinators, and, it almost feels a little bit like that Cowboys coaching search. We heard Dion and got shoddy. We heard Chip Kelly going to Houston. That was and now crickets on that. So I guess that ship has sailed. But is there anybody that had lunch one time with Chip Kelly that could get the job?
It's funny because a lot of things are media driven. Somebody puts it out there, like on Alex Bregman. People are all excited he's coming back. And I think that was Scott Boras last week who leaked that Houston was back in it to try to get Detroit, Boston, or Toronto to up their offer because obviously they're not willing to give him $30 million a year. Neither are the Astros. They have $156 million over 6 years on the table. And I'll guarantee you at some point Boras is going to do like he did last year with pitchers Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery, have a short-term deal with an player opt-out and to see if maybe there'd be more next year. And so just like all the Chip Kelly stuff, the people are running what D'Amico said about Chip Kelly when D'Amico was hired, being such a good influence on his career. Oh, they're going to get him. He's red hot. They haven't interviewed him as far as I know. And so I'm guessing Chip Kelly, if he's going to be hired, he would have already been hired. There's no reason to be at Ohio State right now. So I wish they had hired Chip Kelly. I want somebody preferably who has a proven track record of calling plays. The offensive line coach I'd like to see is Mike Munchak, one of the greatest in history. And Mike is not coached last year. I think he's ready to come back. Nobody's hired him. Maybe he's not, but I'd sure give him a call, try to get him back here in Houston where he played 12 years and went to the Hall of Fame.
All right, John, now the important stuff. We saw something earlier in the show. There are actually odds on whether Travis Kelce, after the Super Bowl, proposes to Taylor Swift. Would you go yes or no?
No, I don't think that something like that. That's what Carlos Correa did here with his wife at the World Series, but they had it planned for a while. I think Travis would be more romantic than that. I think she would want some romance like that where they were on some trip to Europe or Asia or somewhere. And then he popped the question. What everybody wants to know is over-unders on Taylor's appearances. Number one, they show her coming. Number two, they'll show her on the field if they win. And so I'm guessing over/under would be 5, and I think I'd take the over.
Yeah, definitely take the over.
Yes.
Definitely take the over. John McClain, HoustonTexans.com. Follow him on Twitter at McClain_on_NFL. Since you won't be in New Orleans next week, we're obviously going to skip next week and then talk to you after the Super Bowl and the Hall of Fame after it all goes down. John, always appreciate it. Enjoy the week off not in New Orleans.
You guys have a great time in New Orleans, and I look forward to talking to you after the game.
Good stuff. John McClain, HoustonTexans.com, on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Who's going to end up with a more boring offensive coordinator, the Texans or the Cowboys? we got a Ken Dorsey on deck, maybe. Woo! We'll talk about it coming up here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, a very special edition coming from Las Vegas. Stories to follow.
Yeah, what kind of shenanigans did we get into? And we'll preview the Benavidez-Morrell fight, as well as UFC card coming up and a big weekend of hoops. All that and more. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fight. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
On Super Sunday, you can be the crunch time hero. PorkRinds.com is bringing you a game-changing twist to your big day because it's also Pork Rind Appreciation Day. The crispy, crunchy, crave-worthy snack you love deserves its moment. PorkRinds.com is celebrating by giving you a chance to win tickets to the 2026 big game in Santa Clara. Enter at PorkRinds.com and become your own crunch time hero. This Super Sunday, make sure your snack game is on point. Celebrate Pork Rind Appreciation Day. Get in on the action at PorkRinds.com.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. Offer ends soon.
Call 656-PURE Connecticut.
Lowe's knows how to help make your Super Bowl 59 party a touchdown. Let us help you prep your home to host with top brands like Charbroil, Blackstone, and LG, so you can be the MVP of game day. Plus, use the Lowe's app to find what you need for a seamless shopping run. Or huddle up with our Lowe's Red Vest associates to help make all your game time hosting decisions.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super-rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Guys, if you're not feeling like yourself, testosterone therapy may be the answer. Look for the VIP treatment you'll get with the experts at Synergenics Testosterone Weight Loss. Synergenics has over a decade of TRT experience. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
Now at North Park Chevrolet, buy a new 2025 Chevrolet Malibu RS posted at $21,999 plus low 1.9% financing. Got a $1,000 owner loyalty bonus on new 2025 Trailblazers plus 3.9% financing for 75 months. And make no payments until May 2025 on new 2025 Trax. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify for financing offers. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way, and that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions, and that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
I'm at a smoothie bar, asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the big game in the Big Easy.
It's showtime! Let's do it!
And the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from New Orleans. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all the pregame excitement leading up to the superb hour.
This is exactly where we want to be!
From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all.
I like this kind of party!
Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part by Flight by Yingling, Circle Las Vegas, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Synergenics, Testosterone and Weight Loss, and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action, live from New Orleans, is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Thursday afternoon. A reminder, tomorrow it's Friday. That means it's a Flight Friday. The Blitz is going to be live with our friends from Flight by Yingling out at Walk-Ons, 281 near 1604. Flight by Yingling. Next generation of light beer. They'll have a lot of prizes to give away. Getting you ready for that big game down in New Orleans.
Absolutely. I know they're going to have some cold beer waiting for you as well. Just because that's what they do. They like to hand out free beer, so that's awesome.
And look, the Cowboys make us drink. They really do.
Sure they do.
Especially sometimes it's in celebration and happiness, and then other times it's
this drought that people say we're in terms of a championship game or a Super Bowl.
Sometimes you just, I don't know, need to be numbed up.
Yes, you do.
And look, I know Texans fans about a week or so ago thrilled that Bobby Slowick got fired, and the first name heard was Chip Kelly, and everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, yeah." And now you're getting down to, man, where's Bobby Slowick?
The Cowboys could hire him.
Well, the Cowboys say, "Hold my beer. Let's bring in Ken Dorsey." Ken Dorsey might be great, but he hasn't proven to be. That dude got fired in Buffalo. He had Josh Allen. And as soon as he got fired, that Bills offense took off when Joe Brady started calling plays.
Yeah, that's true.
And so Ken Dorsey ended up in Cleveland. Now, granted, he went there to go work with Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun got hurt. And hard to penalize a coach when you got Jameis Winston praying to God to stop the pick sixes. I'm not gonna penalize him for last year in Cleveland mentally, But you did have Josh Allen when Josh Allen had more weapons like Diggs, and you got fired from that. And Josh Allen got better with a different play caller. Now, he's not going to call plays, but my excitement level for Ken Dorsey is less than my excitement level for Brian Schottenheimer.
Well, again, Ken Dorsey's not going to call plays. And so he's going to come in and take the role of Schotty, and what Brian Schottenheimer did with Mike McCarthy. So he's going to be offensive coordinator. I'm using the air quotes now every time I do Dallas, right? Air quotes.
This drought that people say we're in terms of a championship game or a Super Bowl.
Exactly. So he's going to come in and they'll put their heads together and develop an offense. And but it's going to be Schottenheimer. I think the Joneses have made it very clear they want him calling plays.
Yep.
So he's going to call the plays. So Dorsey or whoever it is going to be Brian Schottenheimer of last year.
One of the things that Stephen did say at the Senior Bowl that does get me a little bit more excited, because I think it's a tea leaf to the offseason priority plan, and that's getting a running back, a legit running back, because Stephen did say they want to marry the run game with the pass game.
Yeah.
Of course, the key this day and time is to marry that run game to the pass game. Coach Schottenheimer's all over that. He wants to find a guy who's going to be able to marry his philosophies to the run game. We want to be able to run the ball. Everybody says that we want to run the ball and we want to stop the run. And certainly that's what we want to do. That's what great championship football teams do. And I know Coach Schottenheimer wants to do that. And so I think it's real important that we find, in this hire, a coach that's going to be outstanding, in the run game area.
Absolutely, right? I mean, that's the plan. Who's going to be the running back? That's the question. Is Rico Dowdle going to be? Will they bring him back? Will it be somebody else? Will they not shock anybody and take Ashton Genty with that number 1 pick overall?
It does, though, sound like they have reprioritized the importance of the running game after last year's disaster where they thought they didn't really need it.
Well, exactly, and you've seen Philadelphia, you've seen Baltimore, you've seen even Buffalo, for that matter, with a good running back, and several other teams. Running backs are important. I'm sorry, you can't do without a running back. Hopefully Dak Prescott's telling them that, because Dak's so much better, as is every quarterback, if you've got a running back threat.
One of the things that I found somewhat comical from Stephen Jones, although he does admit to talking out of both sides of his mouth, one of the reasons for Shoddy, get this, continuity and change. It's cut 7, Pledge.
We call it both things. We want continuity, but we also want change. And obviously what we've done, hadn't gotten the job done. We accept that. We accept that our fans can have frustration that we hadn't gotten that job done. And you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect something to change. So we need to change, but at the same time, we've got a lot of things right. And so there's a lot of continuity we want to keep as well. So the combination of continuity but also change is why Coach Schottenheimer's our coach.
Well, continuity is fine, and change is fine. I'd like for them to change the way they do business when it comes to acquiring players.
Yes.
The draft and develop thing hasn't worked in 30 years. They've had some good teams, but they haven't been able to get over the hump. So maybe try, a free agent or 2 or 3 or 4 and go that route. And I know the budget's going to be tight, and the Joneses don't like to run up the credit card, but I think it's time to try that. And, Jerry, this time go all in on the all-in definition that we all thought you meant the first time around.
What do you mean? You want Jerry to define all in?
I want him to go all in. I mean, what the hell does he have to lose? Go all in, break the bank, put all that money on a credit card, pay it later. But if you win a Super Bowl this year, it's all worth it.
It's all worth it. I do like Stephen Jones as a guy. He pisses me off a lot of times. I'll say that. But I do like Stephen Jones, and I'm a frustrated Dallas Cowboy fan. a lot of you listening right now are frustrated Dallas Cowboy fans. So feel good knowing that your frustration motivates the Joneses.
Oh, at the end of the day, it motivates me. And, it's not easy to win a championship. There's only 1 out of 32 every year, and we understand that. But we've got to be that one. And until we change that narrative, it's going to be there. And it'll be heavy. It'll be motivational. And it'll put energy in me. It's going to put energy in Coach Schottenheimer. I know it puts energy in Jerry Jones, and certainly puts energy in Will and, the organization as a whole. We want this for our fans. Our fans are the best. Number one, the best, and they deserve that.
Boy, that sounds like
Uncle Steve.
Yeah, that sounds like a kissing that hiney.
I know, because those season ticket renewal emails go out today.
Our fans are the best.
Your frustrations motivate me.
Look, I hope it does. Because, Cowboy fans have been frustrated for a long time.
Yes.
But I think the difference is you're seeing, and they're getting louder. The frustrated fans are getting louder. And I think that is the difference. By the way, I don't mean to change the subject, but
breaking news?
Yes. Yeah. Victor Wembanyama will play in the All-Star game.
Wembanyama!
He has just been named as an All-Star reserve for the Western Conference, along with Anthony Edwards, Anthony Davis, James Harden, Jaren Jackson Jr., Alperen Sengun, and Jalen Williams. So there's your reserves for the Western Conference, just announced just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, and you look at that, the idea, like when they sent out the thing, he's going to be in the Rising Stars. Yeah, don't buy those tickets.
Yeah, don't do
He's
that.
going to be in the big game. I don't think you can't be in both, right?
I don't believe so, no. And why would you want to?
No.
The Spurs wouldn't want him to.
No, and again, I know a lot of Spurs fans were pissed that he wasn't voted a starter. It's okay. Those days are coming. We knew he'd be an all-star this year, and he is officially an all-star. Now, if they make a trade for De'Aaron Fox, we could have two.
We'd have two all-stars.
Yeah.
Maybe. Although Fox didn't make the reserves, did he? I didn't mention it. So he's not an all-star this year.
No, but he's been an all-star.
He has been.
And he will be again when he's paired next to an all-star named Wemby.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely. That's good news. That is good news. You know what we do every Thursday about this time?
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's
I'm going to put it in
but
there right now.
But not at the level where I'm saving you in my phone. Not yet.
Tawny Katan. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. No,
Tawny.
but you need celebrity gossip. Ask Natalie.
All right.
She's got you covered.
Well, I should have asked her first. Who knew we were going to talk about Tawny Katan in What's on Tap?
Well, I mean.
She was pretty damn hot in that video, though.
Yeah, I mean, that she was.
She was.
That is a fact.
And in the movie Bachelor Party, she was pretty damn hot.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
so. But she did go cuckoo.
That too.
And I guess she.
And now she's not with us, which is also apparently a fact.
Yes, it is. So thank you, Natalie, and everybody on YouTube who
corrected you.
Well, let me know. Yes.
Look, there are people out there that keep up with celebrity deaths, and then there's us.
Yes.
Speaking of music, tonight that Fire Aid, those two big concerts out in L.A., that's going to be so much better to watch than the Pro Bowl games.
Oh, without a doubt. Although I did see Jared Goff warming up.
Oh, good.
So he's getting ready to participate in the Skills Challenge.
And Joe Burrow.
Oh, good. All right. Tomorrow, the Blitz live out at Walk-Ons, 281 near 1604. Come hang out with us tomorrow from 2 to 6. Rob and AJ from Las Vegas tomorrow morning. Those poor guys, they have to. Rob was telling me, got to get up at 1:15 in the morning to go to work.
Wow, why?
I don't know, because it's Las Vegas. Their show starts at 4.
But 1:15, that's a 3-hour. Did it take Rob a couple hours to get ready?
Well, I mean, it's not like got to do his hair for 3 hours, but he does have to prep for the show.
He's got a lot of hair.
Not 3 hours worth. And it's Vegas. He'll show up in a ball cap.
Exactly.
But, they got to prep. I don't know.
Who knows?
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they're having fun out there tonight. How can you not have fun in Vegas?
Yeah, they're in Vegas.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure, Rob's alone. I mean,
we'll be in Vegas.
He's probably in bed. Yes, circa in March.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Can't wait.
Extra innings. We're trying to finish and wrap up. Would you stop?
Oh, is Pledge
Extra
coming up?
innings with Pledge coming up next.
Good
I'm
show,
ready to go
Pledge.
home. I'm hungry. See you tomorrow at Walk-Ons at 2.
Taking you home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at SA Sports.